Hello, internets.
Internet.
So,
Mike, do you want me to do? I have a couple little things.
Yes. Sorry, you're over here.
Am I over there? Okay, yeah.
Please go for it.
Wherever it is. Okay, good. Hey everyone, I am David. Thank you for tuning into High Shelf Gaming. We are going to be doing some Blades of the Dark tonight, run by Mike. Thank you, Mike, so much for running this game. This is
yay,
our
Mike.
fourth session.
Yeah. So we did a session
5
0, and we've done
sessions.
3, like, playing the thing so far.
Yeah. So tonight, we're gonna be playing some more of this, and I want to give a couple of quick High Shelf Gaming announcements. Real quick, tonight's stream is sponsored by the lovely folks over at Legend Keeper. So at the break, we're gonna be able to give away a license to Legend Keeper, which yay, that's awesome.
Yay.
And our Gen Con events mostly approved. We've got about 400 hours of events approved. We've got another 300-ish so in the hopper. Maybe a little bit higher than that in the hopper, waiting for approval. This is, dude, we've like quadrupled our numbers from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And like every year I get more people saying, "Oh, what are you doing at Gen Con? Can I get in?" It's like, yeah, but you need to give me events now. Like, oh, let me get in on next year. It's like, okay, let's get in on next year. So I think 2021 is going to even be bigger. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy how
that's spooky,
right?
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not even running a game yet. Like, I want to put a game in, but I was like, I don't know. Like, if one of these people needs to back out, I've got to be able to fill in, right? So it's like, oh, kind of scary.
I plan on backing out on all of my events.
Thanks a lot.
Letting
Thanks a
you know
lot,
right now.
Katrina. I love all of that.
As a player or as a GM?
Both.
Quick, submit events to run now so that you can do both. Yes.
Oh yeah. You submit the events you're going to run. And you're like, Dave, I'm going to back out, so you have to run it, and then you show up as a player. That'd be awesome.
That's my plan.
I would love that. Yeah. So Gen Con is going to be huge for us. We are so excited to have so many people in the community running games with us, playing with us, all that good stuff. Gen Con's going to be huge. And I think those are my biggest ones. Yep, we're going to give away a key for Legend Keeper at the break. And Mike, do you have any announcements? Sometimes you have an announcement, and I want to give you that chance.
No.
Okay. All right.
There's Games of Vert happening on the Raven Desk Games channel again, but sort of
Awesome.
intermittently. They're like every other week, so it's still going to be another couple weeks before I have to try to let anybody know that's coming.
Do you put those on Twitter? I could boost that signal for you. We boosted on our Discord server, but I don't know if
Yeah. I think we're trying to get better coordinated about getting all that signal out. So I'll touch base with you after here.
Sweet. We are putting together a charity game. We are putting together a charity event. I will give everyone details when I have them. It'll be Patrick Canus, who is a member of the community. He loves Traveler. We're going to be running a Traveler game, but I need to get some more details put together before we can formally announce that charity event. It's going to be so cool, though. I'm really looking.
He does love Traveler.
He really does. He does.
That play-by-post game is sick.
Right?
Is he the one that's running that?
Yeah, he's running it, and like I'm a player, and Hugo's a player. Hugo's super busy right now, so it's really just me and Patrick. But sometimes I don't even play, so it's just Patrick and Patrick.
Wait, that's okay.
How does that work?
Talk to yourself. It's okay. I need to talk to Patrick.
But you must pay the rent. But I can't pay the rent. But you must pay the rent.
A bit like that, but you must fly the Star Destroyer. But I'm in Traveler, Star Destroyer. I don't know. It's but yeah, those are our things. We're doing lots of cool stuff, and I can't wait for all those things to come to fruition. And those are my announcements. So, Mike, back to you, man.
All right. Well, then I think we are all going back to the city where it's perpetually nighttime here.
Yes.
So yes, Blades in the Dark, for anybody who hasn't been around for a while, it's sort of building an industrial city on top of the ashes of a post-cataclysmic fantasy setting. So there's lots of ghosts around. Everybody's kept safe in this one city where they have a lightning wall to keep out all the ghosts from eating everybody.
And is
it
like
as
always
ghosts
like
do?
Is it like always casting light into the city, or is our light coming from like the local? Or there's like lamps and stuff.
There's like street lamps and stuff in the city, because I think Like when I was younger, when I was in like up through like middle school, my stepdad was in the Air Force, and we lived like the base housing in Wichita was actually like kind of across a main street from like where the air base was, and the air strip, which was even farther into the base, had like all the lights for the runway and stuff. So it wasn't like everything was always light from that, but like if you'd look that direction, like there was like a light haze coming up from the horizon, that direction behind all the houses and buildings. And I think there's definitely like that as you look towards the edges of the city.
Nice.
But it kind of like flickers and stuff because it's a wall of lightning. It's not like just a set of lights that are just always on there. So,
Right. That's cool. That's really cool.
so yeah, good times. Last time everybody got together and you guys took over a dead drop so that you guys could exchange secret information with clients. I think you still have a packet of secret information from the former operators of that dead drop that you're holding on to. I think you left a note to whoever it was supposed to be going to be like, hey, call the Faceless if you want this and give us money.
Right.
Did you already
That's
pay?
how we do.
Oh, we'll get to that part of the night.
Yeah, I was about to say that was the best decision we ever made. Waiting to find out. Yes. No. Okay. Good.
It's fine. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Only good things happen from here on.
That's right.
Yeah. Leaving your name for strangers and just random dead drops always goes well.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So since we finished up a score last time, tonight we're going to be starting out with Downtime. But first, let's try to take a run around the edge of the screen here and get everybody to introduce your characters and yourselves again, just for everybody who's here and watching and listening in. Casey, do you want to go first?
Sure. Hi, Internet. My name's Casey Patterson. My character is Griffin, aka Ghost. He's a hound. He also likes to cause trouble.
And he's a Takarosi. So he's
yes.
part demon, right?
Yep, part demon. Part demon, Takarosi.
So you're like a big shark guy kind of thing, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, think of Arlong off of One Piece, but way more demonic.
Great reference. I love it.
Right?
Good. I can dig it. Katrina, do you want to tell us about Maribel?
Sure. I'm Katrina. I play Maribel Welker, a very well-to-do lady who likes to collect everyone's secrets.
She is like a hoarder of secrets.
Hoarder of secrets.
Yes.
She needs a chamber for those.
Haha.
I'm the
That's
one.
a different intellectual property, which we will not pay royalties
I'm just
to.
going to turn the stream off now. I'm out.
See yourself out, sir.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. Have a good night. All right.
Pete.
So, since you're like the one drawing attention to yourself here, Ethan, tell us about yourself and Demas.
Yeah, I'm Ethan, and I play Demas Pavuk. The playbook is the Spider, and he is, the scion of a noble house of Scotland that isn't there anymore. So, yippee for him.
Could you say the disgraced, perhaps?
No, fallen.
He wouldn't say disgraced.
Fallen is the word. No, I think to be disgraced, they still have to like be there, right? Like that's
point.
So he's below disgraced.
Fallen. It's fallen. That's the.
He's not disgraced. He's just expunged. Like
Fallen like he fell down and he's getting himself up. No, fallen like he is underwater and never going to resubmerge.
Yes.
Ooh,
Okay.
wow.
Just making sure I understood.
Wow, dark.
Ouch.
All
All right.
He makes especially binding deals with people.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, David, why don't you tell us about Ohm?
Oh yeah. So Empty Ohm, or Styx, as he's known, or as they're known in the streets. Empty Ohm is also a Takarosi, a bit of a tinkerer, and is known as. I guess the role that they play is. I had it right in front of me. The Leech. Yes, there it is. I was like, what is the name? I know that they're the saboteur of the group, but like, I don't know, what's it called? The Leech. And so a bit of a tinkerer, bit of a mayhem maker. And recently, before the game began, had their tinkering shop, their inventing shop, trashed and destroyed. And so part of their life path is to try and recover that and get back at whoever did it, which I don't think I really know who did it just yet. So we'll see how that goes.
Cool. All right. Well, that's us, and we are all here in the cosmopolitan city of Duskfall, center of the Leviathan hunter trade, where they send out the giant ships to hunt demon squid whales and drain their blood to use for powering all the machines in the city.
Delicious.
Basic
You know.
economics.
Your usual thing, the way things always work. But yeah, so we did a score last time, so everybody did all your action stuff, and now we get to do downtime, where everybody gets to do recover from the score, pursue your personal goals, things kind of that nature. So yeah, I know we've managed to finally stack up enough stress that people will probably be indulging their vices. And I know there's a good amount of heat on the crew right now, so I'm sure people will be trying to mess with that. But yeah,
Sure,
and then
maybe.
there's all kinds of good stuff going on here. So does anybody have anything that they have in mind that they would like to do with their character?
Can I bring up a housekeeping thing from last week?
Yes.
I earned enough XP, I think, to get a special ability.
Yes.
I don't think I was the only one that hit that. Did we all?
No,
do-
I think Demas did also, but I think
I
Ethan
got mine in the
chose
session
one.
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't decided on mine yet, Mike, so I don't
Okay.
know if you need me to decide like right now or.
It's not super concerning that you like decided like right this minute or anything. I think we'll probably want to figure it out before we start another score.
Okay.
Um,
I'm just looking at
Just
the
pick
veteran
it.
thing.
Flashback to pick it.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of the other books to see if I want to veteran into another one.
Okay.
So that's just a heads up.
Okay. Sounds
Is
good.
that how you multi-class in this game? Is you veteran into another book?
You can, yeah.
Veteran, yeah.
Veteran lets you buy special abilities out of other
That's right.
playbooks.
That's right.
So.
That's right.
Just looking at the spider ones because
She's
Yes.
coming after
Whoa,
your turf.
That's
you
it.
have some
Coming after
interesting
my turf.
ones. I'm just
Yeah, I do.
saying. Don't want
Gonna
that
have
ghost
some
contract, but Foresight
inter-party
seems really
conflict over these special abilities. All right.
Foresight is probably my next one though, but it would
Okay.
not hurt to have two people with foresight because that's like 4 free assists
Cool. Yeah.
per
Whoa.
score.
Whoa.
2 times per score, you can assist a teammate without paying stress.
I mean, that
Like,
could
that's
be
good.
like
Yeah.
that could be a goal for all of us.
Oh,
We all-
how am I going to
we
get you
all
guys to
have
spend
full-
stress if we do that? Come on.
Yeah. The other
Mike's
one,
like, don't break my game, David. Stop it.
So I'm either gonna grab that one out of the spider playbook, or the one from my playbook is when you sway someone, you may cause them to forget that it's happened until they interact with you again.
What?
That's awesome.
We need that for Bazo Baz, please.
That's awesome.
So I'm
these
trying
are
to
so
decide,
good.
Mike. That's where my thoughts are right now.
Okay. No, I mean,
I mean,
I'll make stuff happen with either one of those, but yeah, you know.
I could do indulge my vice real quick.
Okay.
Because I would also like at some point to try to forward my clock on getting my wife here.
So I thought about that earlier, and if you want to do those, let's try doing your clock one first, and then your vice,
okay.
because then, if I keep you where you're indulging your vice, it puts you in a spot where I can like feed information to you like real easily. So.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's do that one. Then I'll try to forward the clock on trying to find my wife. Trying to get my wife over here. We last time tried to contact a lawyer, right? Am I able to do that again?
Yeah, I was looking at this the other day because I was trying to make sure, like, hey, am I totally screwing up downtime? And like they were talking about this kind of thing in there. And now I can't find that part of the book. What did you do, Mike? What did you do? It's in here, I swear.
I've done exactly
Downtime
this.
activities. Hey. let's move our handy DCC I break for ziggurats bumper sticker, which is our bookmark.
Always break for ziggurats.
I break for ziggurats. It's just, that's how
Nothing bad
DCC
ever
rolls.
happens.
Yeah.
Did
Okay,
we have a
long-term project.
payoff in particular? No, we
Um,
just got
The
what we got.
payoff was our
Is
thing,
that
I
it?
think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was last score was to take hold of a claim, not to like do a job that would pay out.
Gotcha.
It's a shame we don't own the whole building, because then we could charge those junkies rent.
Which I'm sure they would totally pay regularly and on time.
Right.
We'd have to send Maisley in though because of the ghost.
Right.
Right. Oh no, my
Um,
dog can chase him away now.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
that was
long-term
my-
project. Found the thing. Yes, so describe to me something that Griffith is doing to advance your long-term project. And I'm going to screw myself. All right, Griffin or Griffith?
Griffith.
Okay, cool. Yes.
That's,
So I know last time there was like some studying documents and like looking up information. I think we tried to get a lawyer to try to assist with that, but like getting the lawyer didn't actually go great. But yes, what is something that Griffith is able to go out and do that is going to help grease the skids as it is for allowing his wife to emigrate to Duskfall?
probably the next thing I would like to try to do then is try to find a boat captain that can smuggle her in if I can't go by legal ways, and try to get her to come across on one of the Leviathan ships. Maybe grease the wheels that way, or try to locate somebody who might be doing that. Or
Don't
is
mess
it
with the
illegal? Is it?
coyotes.
Well, I wasn't going to go that way, but okay. Unless there's still a legal option open to me, like if
I want to say there's still the option of like doing it like above board. Like there's still like some organizations, some planning stuff that would have to do before that, and then it's like, well, how do they accept this case and this paperwork and all this stuff? Like I don't think you're at the point of like trying to sneak her into Duskfall as like the only option yet.
Let's see. Then I guess I would like to go down to whatever government building would be there to try to get paperwork filed to get her accepted into the city.
Okay.
What would that be? Study or?
So last time you studied to try to figure out that there was paperwork and like how to file it. I think this is more of like, I kind of want to say it's like maybe a consort kind of thing.
Okay. Now I'm talking to see if they accept my paperwork type.
Yeah, you got to get the paperwork actually filed and like, okay, you go and it's like, do they give you the runaround on like, oh well, this is not the right form. You want the -A, you got the -B, and you got it's like it's like the DMV just like totally awful, but
Oh, lovely. That'll be great for my temperament. Is this controlled? I'm guessing because I got nothing in consort.
Yeah, so for the downtime actions, I did go back to double check. Like it doesn't really deal with the position and effect in terms of like you don't get the like the blowback during downtime that you do for if you're trying to do it during a score kind of deal.
Didn't do a great. So standard effect, I'm guessing. All that. Bonus dice. Is there any bonus dice I can get in this? Like a devil's bargain.
Can we help him?
Do you have a way to assist him?
What exactly are you trying to do right now, Casey?
I'm basically going through red tape to try to get my wife to come over here legally before I go the route of smuggling her in. And so I found that I didn't get a lawyer to help, but I found the paperwork, and now I'm in the middle of trying to file the paperwork, which is a consort, which I have 0 in.
I have 2 in that.
Yeah,
So
I have
if
2
y'all,
in consort too. So
if you two would like to come along with me to the government DMV building to help me out here,
I don't want to affect anyone else's downtime, but like Ethan's character knows people at the government building.
I'm
right?
not friends with anybody at the government buildings. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a friend or a contact off your list that you're able to go to, that gives you an extra die.
oh, we have the cop. Would that
The crew
count?
cop.
Yeah. LaRose, who knows the crew as a whole. Yeah.
Okay. So that gives me at least. I guess I'll go to him and see if he can come with me to help me out with this paperwork and maybe rub some elbows or bash some heads, whatever cops do in this town.
Yeah, like I don't think he knows the paperwork directly, but like him going in like gives you like an air of respectability, like yes, this is supposed to be going on, and like don't jerk this guy around and just try to shake him down for a bribe kind of thing. So I think
Right.
that does help like make sure that like you're not just getting run around.
Cool. Anyone else have anything before I hit submit? Because I got 1 die.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Come on, lucky number 7.
6. Dang.
6. That's close.
Hey!
That's pretty close to 7.
That's a
It's
win.
actually as close as you can get.
On
It's a
a
win in
six-sided
this
die.
game. Good job.
Hey, that's much better. All right.
1, 2.
So-
Yeah, so that gives you 3 more ticks on that clock. So I think next time is probably like, finding like the actual lawyer to like finalize the thing, or like finding somebody who's like going to be like the actual final stamp and getting them to do that kind of thing.
Cool. Awesome.
But the good news is that like even when you do one of those things and you roll in that like 1 to 3 range, that's still
Yeah.
1 tick on a clock. So like next
Cool.
time, like we get paperwork
It's happening.
filed.
Nice.
Yeah. I think then we'll
Nice.
start a clock that's like, her doing the trip to get there for
Okay.
like so that it takes like a couple sessions kind of deal. But
Which gives me
yeah,
time
like
to find
that's
an
close.
apartment. Making this a slice of life.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have it's like yeah, here go to the like the fantasy DMV and file paperwork. I have built the most boring role playing game session that any of you could ever have hoped to end up in.
I saw an Invisible Sun session once that was precisely going to the D&D. That was far from boring. But I think that's Invisible Sun.
That might just be that system.
Definitely
like-
the setting, for sure.
And friends of mine got one of the black cubes for it at Gen Con, and then they had to like carry it around all day. It's like I'm so sorry.
It's so heavy.
Okay. So Ghosts, did you want to go by Spogs?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
try this out. I want to try
Well-
this. Let's see how bad I can F this up.
Sort out your downtime actions, and then we'll cycle around the rest of the crew here. But yeah, so Spogs. Sorry, go ahead.
All right.
Can I ask just a quick question? Just because I
Yes.
don't know. I'm looking at the Downtime chapter in Blades of Dark, and it says there's a specific way to do these. It says that they're resolved in order. Payoff, heat, entanglements, then downtime activities.
Yeah, we're at the end of
Yes,
that
yeah.
downtime
Okay.
activities.
We did all the other ones at the end of last session where it was like calculating how much heat there was and that there was no money, and then when they had your drug
now.
dealer, they shook down your drug
Okay.
dealer for information was the entanglement. It's
I
just
was
downtime where it starts to be like everybody picks 2 actions and there's 4 different players and there's 8 things. Like I try not to shove that into the very tail end of a session, especially since we went kind of long last time.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was just confused. I was concerned.
Nope, all good.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Spog runs his dice game out of like the back room at a calling it a pub is like kind of being generous to it. They're in one of the lower levels of Crowfoot where it's really fairly dank.
Dank.
Ah,
Yeah.
my kind of place.
Yeah.
It's like Houston.
It's like the moisture in the air
like
is giving you a
Houston.
hug.
You
Yeah,
shut
like
your
the-
whore mouth, sir.
If the,
Hey,
if
now.
the moisture, if the moisture's giving you a hug, then it's just the entire state of Louisiana. Like,
That's right.
Yep.
Right.
ugh.
When it's
Uh,
dank, it's gotta be like you feel it in your bones.
You have to swim to get to your
Oh,
car.
Yeah.
Swim through the air.
I'll stop now.
All right, we'll stop screaming at one another here. That's yeah, so like the guy who's like guarding the door, he's like, "Oh, been a while since we've seen you in." It's like, all right, lets you in. There is the guy tending bar. Like there's a guy who owns the bar, but like he's not Spog. It's like Spog runs the dice game in like a back room in the bar.
Gotcha.
But the guy running the bar has like this like full arm like sleeve tattoo kind of thing. That
Nice.
like down at the wrist is like mostly empty space, and then it's like I keep thinking like if there's an MC Escher drawing, I think that is like the kind of thing I'm thinking of, where it's like it has like this increasing number of little silhouettes of crows until like you reach the top and it's just like totally black up at his shoulder.
Cool.
But like yeah, he'll be like see you in and like sell you the drink and take the deposit to let you into the back room kind of deal.
All right. Appreciate you, buddy. I'm a favorite.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
yeah,
buddy.
they have a table. They still have. I think there's a couple lamp blacks in there with like some other dude who you don't know.
Oh.
And but the lamp blacks, like usually they have like their handkerchief, like their black kerchief type things, kind of out, and like these guys have it like kind of tucked inside the collar of their shirt. And like they're trying to talk this dude out of continuing to bet. This is this older guy who's there with them. He's got like an old military coat where like you can see it's a different color where they've taken the stripes off it and stuff. But he's like, no, I can win it all back. I can win it all back. And he totally bombs out, loses everything.
Darn.
They take him away from the table and they're like, Griffith, good to see you. Seat just opened up.
I appreciate it. Better luck next time, buddy. Let's do this. Feel lucky.
All right, yeah, they bring you in, they bust out the little dice. They're like those weird ones that like they have like the little skulls in the pips and stuff.
Nice.
And yeah,
We still
it's
haven't
just
bought
like,
our bulk pack of those.
yes. It's like $45 off Alibaba to get 120 of them shipped from China, but you have to wait for them to get shipped from China. And then you can play.
All right. So, indulge vice. How do I indulge vice? Just click on it.
Yeah, there's a button there that says Indulge Vice.
Any
Roll some
bonus dice?
I don't think there's anything really helping you right now. It's just kind of showing up and like just playing the game.
Oh. What just happened? What did
Nope.
I do? There
It
we
did
go.
it.
Okay.
Yes. So you get to clear 3 stress.
Awesome.
So it looks like that brings you back down to 5.
Woo, buddy.
Yeah,
Buddy.
he gets like an extra one though, doesn't he? Or no?
Hmm?
Am I crazy?
think
Doesn't he
he-
have 10? Does he have 10
Well, he
instead
has.
of 9?
Yeah.
he
has
has
a
an extra
big-
tick on the top end of the box, but it brings him
Yeah,
down
so,
to
I mean he's fine.
still having
He's got
5.
5 left. He's
Sure. Okay.
It's PG. He's
A
got
little better than
nothing
the
to be
rest of us.
concerned about. Yeah.
somebody's got to get traumatized eventually.
Yeah. So
I got
if
it
you're
in the last game. Do you want to get it in this game?
So if
Okay,
you
there we go.
wanna, if it's cool, I kind of like want to set Griffith there because I think there's more
Yeah.
stuff too. There's more information about stuff that's been going on, especially in Crow's Foot, that like can come out of like being in that bar. So like when we reach back out of downtime, that's a convenient place for me to be like feeding you information. So
Absolutely.
okay.
Ha ha!
Ha,
And,
we have
and he's
indulged
sitting
the
there
vice.
playing with you. He's like, "Don't splash the pot. Only I can splash the pot." And you're, I'm in a movie. Bam.
All right. So, anybody else have ideas on where you're headed? What you're up to?
I have all mine lined out, but I
Volunteers?
was gonna spend 2 coin to do 2 extra ones, so I can wait.
Can I go then,
Yeah.
Yes.
real quick?
Yeah.
Or not ish. Do you want to do my vice or my downtime first?
It's up to you.
Let me. I guess
Actually,
let me.
you know what? Let's do the vice second for like the same thing. Like then, like you're at the fancy casino, and we can like do things at the fancy casino afterwards to tell you stuff.
The fancy casino. I guess I should ask. Do you guys want me to try and remove heat, or can I work on a long time project?
Do
I'm
whatever you
totally
like.
fine having a wanted level. That sounds fun.
Okay. I would like to start a long-term project, and I think it's going to be a hefty one, Mike.
Okay.
I would like to start establishing kind of a spy secret ring of gathering secrets. People that bring me secrets, trade in
Okay.
secrets, things like that.
Yeah,
A
that one does
spider
sound
web, if you will, of
fairly complicated.
yeah.
Just deciding how big your
Yeah, like what size clock do we throw at that one?
yeah.
I can see maybe it being in
8.
like, or just starting in like one area of town potentially, or
Well,
I
do you
don't know.
want to would you want like ones that are like shorter clocks but are specific to a particular area kind of deal?
Yeah, I think that would be. I think the other way around that would be little secrets from all over the city, it being a longer clock, or
Yeah.
shorter clock getting slowly taking over land.
Yeah. Yeah, like the shorter
Like
ones would be like giving you bonuses when you were trying to find stuff from like, oh, I
in
want to know
Crow's
from the
Foot,
docks
or
what's going on, or in Crow's Foot, or in Six Towers. Like, yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And I would start with either Crow's Foot or Six Towers.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you a 6 here.
Probably Crow's Foot would benefit us more at this point, right?
Yeah.
Y'all.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And I am gonna pick mesmerism as my special ability.
Is that where they don't know that you're the one that manipulated them until the next time they see you?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Okay. So
There's
there
a
is
reason
now.
why I use disguises.
Okay, so yes, establish contacts in Crow's Foot for information. You have a new clock. Ta-da.
Cool. I have a clock.
So what is something that you can do to advance that clock to try to acquire more people who would be willing to give you information?
I think that this is going. I want to talk to shoot, the guy that we just did the job for the time before.
Oh, Mylara Clev?
Yes.
From the
head of the Red Sashes.
Yes. Yeah. And start, because we are working with him separately, or to achieve similar goals.
Yeah.
So I would like to maybe have a conversation with him about how we could most benefit one another in our workings here.
Okay. I almost want to flip that then and do your vice and then have you hang out and talk to him.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna go play poker with the fancy people.
Yes, you get to go from the cramped, layered on top of one another, everything like, Kowloon Walled City version of Crow's Foot there. Um, Out through Brightstone, where things are pretty nice and clear, and they're much more well lit and stuff. And then there's like this big, long, glittering bridge with fancy lights all the way along it, that goes across to Whitechapel. And Whitechapel is the fanciest, richest part of the city, and it is one of the richest cities in like the whole empire.
Yeah.
This is where all the families who like nobility at the imperial level, the Lord Governor who takes care of everything for Duskfall, the head of the I'm blanking on their name. The guys who find the dead people so they can be properly disposed of. The head of the Spirit Wardens is actually based here. There's actually a lighthouse out in White Crown. I have a whole map actually if I wanted to, but
Ooh.
Is this where my family estate is?
I don't think so. Like I think White Crown is like the next step. Like it's a step up from where your family's estate was at.
Okay. I would have I wrote Whitechapel, and that is not the right place. White Crown.
Yes.
I would have changed clothes into something that is respectable.
Yeah, because this is like coming to White Crown is crossing the bridge, and this isn't like there's occasional blue coat patrols in Crow's Foot, and most of them are on the take. Versus there's blue coat patrols in Brightstone, and most of them are like on the take, but from the rich people to like actually get rid of the crime in the area. White Crown is mostly actually patrolled by like the Imperial military. This is like fancy white streets, lots of street lights. You can see all the time everywhere here. This is like super well lit. It is super rich.
I like it here.
Yes. But yes, you know the I'm sorry, blanking on the name. But yes, there is a casino here, the Dusk Casino, run by Lady Dusk, something like that. Yes, Lady Dusk from the Dusk Manor Club, which is here in White Crown. They'll probably, recognize you when they come in the door. The Lady Dusk is there greeting people as they arrive. She like kind of does like she knows what drink to tell the waitress to try to find for you. I think she will. It's not meant to be super snide, but it also kind of is. Like, oh, will you be joining us at the high rollers tables tonight? Like,
Oh, it doesn't care. That's such a lovely color of peach on your cheeks. Yes. Insult for insult. And yeah, the high rollers table. The normal table I play at.
Yeah.
So, being cautious.
Yes. Like she's well aware of like, the nature of how things have gone for the Welker family.
Up and
particularly
down.
Since, yeah.
She's happy to take my money.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're able to go in, you're able to get a seat. It's probably some like mild variation on poker where like the suits are actually like, skulls and devils and things like that, because
of course
it just is, it's Blaze. That's how those things go. But yeah, I mean, you have a massive advantage because like, oh, of course they're bluffing, you can tell. Like,
yes.
But yeah,
I like this game so much.
see how relaxing it is to play with people who are good at this and have the money to be playing significantly.
Could I get a bonus die because of like looking into a mirror? Because I can see their line. I hit a button.
Oh snap.
Eeps.
Did you add the bonus die before it's submitted?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean you clear 2 stress.
Okay.
Ta-da.
It's better than nothing. Oh, okay, it didn't let me clear.
Was this mic something that only you can do?
Oh no, when
I
they
had to hit
have
the actual X and then I had to refill.
right, so when they have those like row of tick marks like that,
Yeah.
tick the destination you're going to, and it'll automatically either fill or clear out the ones in between.
Oh,
Um,
nifty.
it's a sort of a funky little aspect of that character sheet design.
Okay.
But it does, yeah. Once you know you don't have to click every single individual one, it's like, oh, okay, now it just kind of comes
Now
up
I
to,
get it.
okay.
Yeah, that is nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I
Okay.
cleared some of that then.
Okay. Um, yes. Was there anything else you wanted to we were trying to like any other scenes you're trying to set here at the Dusk Banner Club?
I'm always listening for what people are talking about. You know, casual conversation, but definitely keeping an ear out as I play games.
Okay.
Um,
I don't think there's much else that's significant of use here for information.
mhm.
Um, you may catch like a thing as somebody's passing by where like they're not talking smack about you, but like you hear somebody like, yeah, I mean, yeah, as long as your brother isn't in here. Like, yeah.
I mean, I would be saying that too, to be
Yeah.
honest. Well, I know that I don't have the money that I used to have, so
Yeah.
I take it respectfully.
And he just keeps doing stuff that just like randomly burns it. So that's, you know.
Well, eventually he's gonna get burned, so
Yeah.
it'll be fine. Like literally in a fire. But yeah, that's all I want to do up here. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think as there's like kind of like, you know, you get that montage of like Maribel playing cards and stuff like that. And then as Maribel's leaving, we get like the big doors that like close behind her in like the back of the shot as we kind of like end the scene. And they have these like kind of ornate, like kind of stained glass designs that are this kind of like almost like when you see like the Celtic knot type work that are of thorned vines in the glass of the door.
Cool. I like it.
Yep.
And then the establishing contacts.
Yeah, and then we can, you know, you come back from commercial break and it's like, you know, Maribel in that like low chair around the little round table in the back of the Red Sash school. The hookah in the middle, the little cups of coffee with like the guy pouring from like way up high between you and Mylara Clev as you're sitting at this table.
Different clothes, of course, looking different.
Oh, obviously, yes.
Obviously.
Are you Maribel or are you the faceless? Like, right? Like, are you there masked up or no?
I definitely walked in covered, like I walked through Crow's Foot covered, but I am there as Maribel.
Okay.
I uncover once it's just Clev and myself.
Okay. Is he aware that you're tied to the faceless, or is he just okay?
I don't believe so.
Ooh, so you're revealing it.
No. I'm here as Maribel Welker.
Yeah, Maribel is trying to establish contacts, and they're going to end up being used for the faceless, but she's trying to sell it as she's trying to do the thing. Okay.
It's not the first time. I'm sure I have done these things before with other people. I'm trying to make a name for Maribel, so.
It's like, oh, you know, always a pleasure to see you. It's like, you know, I'm happy you came here to visit. You can see the students running their drills, and it's like it's more like 9 and 10 years olds out there, like kind of doing this like flipping, spinning thing, and like knocking each other down and pulling their legs out from underneath one another with these sashes and stuff.
They have such finesse. It's amazing.
Yes, he's you know, it's not often I've got to see you outside of the Dusk Club. You know,
yes,
so you know, I'm always happy. You know, hope your trip through this part of the city was safe. You know,
it's always safe when I stay on your side
like,
of Crow's Foot, of course.
we do what we can, and we've been doing so well lately. So
Have you? Have heard talk of some things happening here. The crows are a little less numbered these days, I hear.
Yeah, he's like the ever since Rorik's disappearance, Rorik's passing, Lissa has been trying to reassemble them. Um, she's brought in new members, but hasn't finished, bringing all of the split. She hasn't managed to heal the divide within their existing members. But they actually have grown stronger lately. But it delayed on their part, so actually, and I'm not sure the best way for that to be, like he describes it very well, but basically, like as you were coming in, there was probably like a lamp black corpse like strung up on like a light fixture on one of the street corners, and he's going to be able to word it as like basically the crows delayed too long to try to take control again. So now we're taking charge.
I don't believe that the lampblacks will like that much.
Yeah.
Bazobaz certainly speaks loudly, if I recall.
Yes. Yeah, and usually without stopping. But so be it.
He is known for that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just continue to talk to him about what's going on in this part of town, and then how we can be mutual, or how we can be beneficial to one another.
Okay. Yeah, and he will gladly have that conversation. He's feeling that they are in a very strong position right now. That most of the people in the crow's foot are starting to answer to them instead of the crows. So yeah. So yeah, if you want to try to make progress on your clock towards establishing yourselves here.
Sway? Or
Sway, consort, it's really up to you on those ones. Like there a lot of the actions do intentionally cross over.
Okay.
So
risky, control, desperate.
Anything you want to choose. It actually doesn't have that kind of blowback response from it. So
well, that's good. Whew.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
So I think he is glad to have the conversation with you. Very open to discussing it, open to pursuing it. I think right now he will probably be yes, we want to. That sounds like a good plan. It sounds like it'd be mutually beneficial for everyone at hand. Right now, we kind of need to focus. The red sashes. We need to focus on consolidating our power, maintaining control, and once things have had a chance to settle into place a little bit, I think we'll be able to advance more in that direction. Actually, that should have been 1 tick, not 2.
Sounds great. Cool. I'll just exchange pleasantries. And then...
Enjoy his fancy little coffees.
Yes, his little coffees.
These kids like doing flips and kicks and all kinds of craziness out there. Yep.
Quite beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Who's got an idea for next?
I will be right back.
Cool.
You're muted.
I am muted. I can definitely take a couple actions here.
Okay.
So I think Styx has had a chance to go through the bit of loot that we caught from the guy, the wire rider, the
wraith who had like the zip line thing, who was like
the motorized zip line kind of gig. Have I been able to understand how that works so that I could make another one if I ever got the parts?
The actual like the device itself, like the zipline thing. Um, that sounds like a clock.
I don't want to, if that's I don't want a long-term project on that.
Yeah.
I already have my long-term project. I just wanted to know if I had figured that out yet or not. If not, that's fine. That just changes how I do things.
I think you're capable of understanding what it does. If you wanted to try to recreate another one, that would be something that you'd have to like work towards.
Gotcha. Understood. No, that makes perfect sense. So I am going to, where's the thing? I'm going to, where is it? I'm going to reduce heat.
Okay.
And so
Yeah,
I
what is a
was,
thing that Ohm can do to reduce heat for the crew?
yeah, so I was, if I knew how that thing worked, I was going to give it back. But since I don't know how it works, I don't want to give it back. So I think, so we have a lot of heat because we've named ourselves in a note, and we have, and the guy we stole from knew what was up, right? Those are primary sources of heat, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think back to what all they were that kind of like triggered stuff, because part of it was just because of like, doing the mission, and even though it was controlled, it was worth a couple heat. There was also one that was you start waving Basso Buzz's gun axe around and people start to notice.
Right.
And then
I know what I'll do.
My bad.
I know exactly what I'll do.
It is too good not to use.
I know exactly what I'll do. I am going to make some replica gun axes. 2 or 3. Right? And I will let them find their way into the hands of some local toughs. Like,
oh, I hope
like,
no one mugs me in this alley.
Yeah. Oh no, here's the thing. I'm gonna leave now. Thank you, or whatever the setup is. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make some guns so that multiple reports show up of gun axes being around. They won't necessarily work, and they certainly won't be Basas, but it'll be enough, I hope, for it to seed in some confusion about exactly where the gun is coming from, and was it really his gun, or was it just one of these fake props that's been showing up, kind of thing.
Okay.
So I want to spend a little bit of time fashioning those and then seeding them. Let me look at the map real quick. I guess I would seed them in 6 towers and probably, what's another good place? Like maybe Night Market. Maybe just all in 6 towers. Maybe I just go to 6 towers and make sure that
just hand them out to all the guys who are like
just make sure they're
hanging out around the trash fires in 6 towers. And here, next time there's a rat, use this to kill it. Like
exactly.
I have this vision in my head that like it's like wood and it's got like a blade that's like not particularly sharp, and like it's just like a metal tube, like it's not actually got a firing mechanism.
Exactly. It's the right silhouette, right? So in a dark night, like it was, when it's raining, like it was, you could say, oh, okay, it's just a stupid replica, right? I get it.
Like this is the cosplay version of Basso Baz's prized gun axe.
Yes. Exactly. It looks great from 100 feet away, but when you get close, there's duct tape and it's just PVC pipe,
Based on catching a glimpse of it in 3 frames of an anime, this is what this totally looks like. Yeah.
You got me.
Best case
Love
scenario.
that description.
Best case scenario, Bazo Baz gets like kind of flattered.
Kind of flattered when somebody's cosplaying as him out in the streets. Yeah, exactly.
Oh so God, I have fans.
Yeah, so that's how Styx is going to reduce the heat for the crew if they can.
Yes, I am 100% cool with that. Yes.
Okay, so that's a tinker, right? To kind of fashion this whole thing together.
Sure.
Okay. That was my hope.
Yeah. No, I
It's
mean
like,
that's within bounds for Tinker. Like you're
all right,
assembling things, you're like making things that like do something,
awesome.
even if that something is just like stay attached together. But
Right, right. Um, standard. I'm just going through it like standard and all that kind of stuff. No bonus die or any of that kind of stuff.
yeah.
And is distributing it simple enough, or do I need to roll for that as well?
No, I think that's part of the same
Okay.
role for addressing, like oh yeah,
Okay.
you slip it to somebody somewhere,
Okay.
something.
Excellent.
Like you go back to the building that the dead drops in and like give one to one of the junkie guys who's living in it.
Perfect.
Like,
Perfect. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Oh, hey, that's not so terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reduce heat. So on a 5, you remove 2 heat. So let me pop that up and take those out.
So 5 gets rid of 2 heat?
Yeah.
Dang.
So the crew is down to 5 heat now.
Awesome. I think. I don't know. Is that enough? I don't know.
Well,
out of a max of 9.
Yeah, when it reaches 9, it fills, and then that's when it resets, and you start to be wanted. So it's like it's half full now.
Cool. So I have this like mental image of Styx is out in what is this area again? I was just looking at it.
6 Towers, I think.
Yeah, he's out in 6 Towers, right? So Styx is out there, and they're not in mask, they're not hiding themselves, so they've got the maybe they're in like a turtleneck, so you can't see the open.
You're not like totally on display for the whole like
right, exactly. So they're not.
and
Yeah,
openings,
they're open lattices is concealed, and they have 5 of these to hand out, right? We've got a bunch to give out, and
like it's like 2 or 3. Okay. It's like,
okay. I thought
don't want to be like
the number
100 of
out.
them. Like no.
No. I was like, if I get a 5, then I've got 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 2 or 3, and so Styx is out there, and it's like raining and everything like that, and Styx is that tall form with maybe a coat on, so like a long coat that goes down almost to their ankles.
Mm-hmm.
And
hey kids, you want to buy blades?
And yeah, exactly. Like there's probably some like kids that are looking tough, and there's one that's like getting his butt kicked. And so Styx just like walks up towards him and just outstretches their long arm with this gun axe looking thing that looks terrifying from like further away.
Yeah.
And the kid's like all excited, and then they reach out and get it, and they're sorely disappointed because the weight is clearly wrong. It's like obviously a plastic blade. And Styx says, shake it at them. They will be afraid. and then Styx just leaves. Like, I solved your problem. Good luck.
That's it. That's the only thing that was wrong in this situation, was you didn't have a piece of wood.
Right. Exactly. Perfect. Yeah. Styx is only connected so much as I need you to have this. And that is his entire connection with 6 Towers. So cool, good, thank you. That's what I wanted them to be able to accomplish.
Okay. Was that both? That was just one.
That was just one. Yeah. The other thing that's the empty ohm is going to get up to is probably going after their vice, going up to the fine markets and just getting themselves lost in the fabrics and leathers up in Ojak.
Okay.
Up with Ojak.
Yeah, so like we get that, montage of Ohm, like, crossing the big bridge that goes between Crow's Foot and Silk Shore. That one has like buildings that are kind of like constructed on the side of the bridge. So they kind of like hang off the edges. So there's like kind of little apartments and stuff like that up there. And as you get over into Silk Shore, you hear like, the gondoliers like ferrying people around to all the different there's like all kinds of vice places here, right? So there's smoke shops, there's brothels, there's people who sell various random like esoteric things. And then there's also like areas where like it's kind of like bohemian, like there's a lot of students and a lot of like coffee shops and Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna drink coffee and talk revolution until the middle of the night, which we can't tell apart from the middle of the day because there's no sunlight anyway. Haha, right?
Yes.
But yeah, up
What are
in
we
like
at?
the up,
Amsterdam?
yeah, and Silk Shore pretty much. But in the upper levels, yeah, there's like these flat landings on the top of several buildings, and then there's like rope walkways with like wooden planks that like runs between them. So you know how to like go up to the top of this building, and then you got to cross, and then go across there, and like you end up at the one where it's like where Ojak is actually based.
Awesome. So the way I see Styx transiting to Ojax is in a long, thick black coat, right? Maybe the same one that they were in Six Towers with, but this long black coat. And then when they actually get to Ojax, and it's a safe place to kind of like let your feathers flex out a little bit,
Mhm.
the the coat reverses, and inside is this bright blue and white silken affair that, like, once you get
Nice.
the belts just right, it cinches nice and tight. The neck is exposed, so all the holes through the neck are on display, and there's a little bit of jewelry interwoven in there, like kind of snug, like think like a choker around a neck, but instead it's like little bands around each of the
Nice.
of the stems, and their hair is just so, and all of that is there, like finally letting themselves loose to enjoy this market for all that can bear, and they don't want to be underdressed for this place. So
Yeah.
that's part of it, is like you can't show up looking like you're off the street. So but the transit is dangerous, so you have to be just so.
Yes. Like this is a place to find like weird, like yeah, goods that fit like some particular like need, and like they kind of show off and stuff. But like, yeah, you want to show off being in the place to buy these things also.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Um,
And there's probably like an inordinate amount of time just spent feeling the various fabrics and leathers,
okay.
like just enjoying the textile nature of the whole thing. Because it's probably been a bit since they've been here.
Yeah, I mean, I think as you come up to like the stall that's like, Ojak's, finery, something like that. Um, the person who you know as Ojak, like this Taikarosi woman is there, and then she's talking very calmly and very politely to this Akarosi dude who's like local from Duskfall, who's like kind of frustrated. He's like, "Well, I thought it was gonna be something," da 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 da, and like he's clearly unhappy with a purchase, and he's like, and if I thought I was coming to a place like this and I was gonna get treated like this and like swindled, then I would do. So you get me Ojak, and I will like I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. And she says, "Oh, well, I'm sorry, he's not here right now. But if you leave a thing, like she manages to convince him that like Ojak is the guy who owns the place, and she just works there.
Right.
And like she will put him in touch with you. He will be there. He will clearly take care of whatever your complaint is with your purchase, and that will like and he eventually buys it and like leaves in a huff.
Perfect. Yeah, the little smirk on Empty Ohm's, like just a tiny curl of a smile, knowing that Ojak just totally snowed that guy.
Yeah. And I think as you approach after that, Ojak greets you. She's wearing this kind of like sheer like layers of silk. They kind of like drape and flow in the breeze. They're like shiny, in the like catching the light from like the torches and stuff that are up here.
Yeah.
And then she has like kind of a little decoration that kind of goes around the top of her head, like in her woven into her hair. And she's got like a sheer silk like veil that covers the bottom part of her face.
Beautiful. That's awesome. Yeah, and so Empty will kind of give her an appraising look, kind of like the like taking a step back. I do appreciate the entire package. You've done well tonight.
Oh, thank you. It's always a pleasure to see you and get such a great compliment. And she smiles, and it kind of like it goes back to like here. And like
Oh
you
wow,
know
like
that
a
she's got like
huge.
this row of like teeny tiny little jagged
Yeah,
shark teeth the whole way.
yeah.
But she's got like the veil to try to cover that up for like
So is it like the veil
the
covers the front, but I can
non-Tekaroshi.
see the mouth
I think
peeking
yeah,
out of
like
it?
back towards the back it comes out a little bit, but also like the
Ah,
like
wild. Okay,
she
good.
takes it off. She's got this like she could like chew through a rope like kind of deal.
Yes. Excellent. Is there anybody else in the store with us today?
There's other people like milling about up here, but like they're not actually in the stall, like her kind of
Okay.
like little area right now.
Excellent. So then MT will kind of tilt forward, not leaning on the counter because that might be rude, but tilting forward to have a quieter moment with Ojak and say, I have recently come into some coin and would very much like to browse your straps for, say, red squirrel leather. I don't know if you have any in stock, but I would love to browse its qualities, if you have a substitute. And what Ohm is going for is something that's very soft, and very rare. So just like red squirrel probably isn't around anymore, or maybe it was in limited quantities. So something like that that's like bizarre, but not, but hasn't been extinct forever, kind of thing.
Red
Right.
squirrels are now like red, leathery, demonic beings.
Yeah,
They're all like flying squirrels where they have the like connected flaps underneath,
exactly.
but it's like
They
bat
got the-
wings. Yeah,
Yes,
that's like
perfect.
yeah.
That's yes. You're going with yes, exactly. We're all in the right direction here.
She's like, yeah, I think I may have something that'll be exactly the kind of thing you're looking for. So we'll take a look here. It's like I've got a certain amount of it. It's not a real big volume that I've got of it, but it's very nice. It's very comfortable. Feels very good against the skin.
That is ideal. And
Yeah, and
MT begins to tell her that they are working on a set of bespoke masks for a client, and they want the ties to be just perfect, and the red would lay well against the material of the mask.
Yes, she's like, I understand exactly what you're going for. I think knowing your tastes and knowing where your interests lie above board, um, um, I think I might have something else that might be of interest to you too. And she has this little box that she'll bring out from the back. She's like, these are fairly special. Not everybody's kind of like looking for this kind of thing. And she opens it up, and there's a set of these black kind of pearlescent buttons. She's like, and if nothing else, I think these may interest you, or they may interest you in a direction for something else that might be up your alley later on. She's like, but she hands them to you, and like they're medium weight, they're pretty nice. There's definitely like a weird vibe to holding them. And she says they're made of hematite.
And MT is like has one in their palm and is like turning it so that it just like rotates in the palm and kind of like feels it rolling around.
Yeah, so it's black and it's pearlescent, and when it catches the light, it has like a red sheen to it almost.
Oh, cool.
She's like, yes, it's made of hematite, which is it's great. It's a real thing. I found it. Somebody talked about it the other day. It's made from compressed sawdust and blood, and
Whoa.
it makes a material like plastic under pressure.
I'm so into this.
It's metal.
I'm so into this.
But and this is just regular blood, and like she'll say that last part kind of low. She's like, but if you were trying to work on the kinds of things you do, if you were to make this material with a specialty blood, if you were if you talked to Leviathan hunters or something like that, who knows what that material would be good for.
A blood dealer.
What is the process by which you make this?
She didn't make them herself. She got them from someone. But the process is that it's like specially ground like sawdust, into a powder and then combined
There's a
with
story,
blood and
right? It's
under
always like,
pressure and
oh, they
heat, and like, yeah, and then
Yeah.
like, you have to do it on the third Thursday of a month only after a full moon, and like, it's like, yeah.
The moon
Yes.
survived.
Oh, the
Yes.
moon survived. When the moon is full, it actually looks like it's being refracted through a piece of multifaceted glass.
Oh,
And from year to year, it looks a little bit bigger.
I love that.
Yes.
That's
I'm
maybe not so
terrified,
great
but I love
for
it.
any of us.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
excellent.
like everything
So-
about this
On all
world
the
that could
maps
go
around
wrong
the
on
world.
you is. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a clock. There's a world clock, and we see it counting down year over year.
That's the Band of Blades in-game clock. It's like the moon falls. We're back in Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I may, if these are for purchase, as part of a set, then consider them sold.
Yeah, she has a dozen of them. They're all like exactly identical in this little box. But yes, she is glad she has found an appreciative buyer who will put them to a what she knows will be a good use.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. So MT would, of course, spend the day, because you don't just shop, you spend time, and will indulge completely in this and work with these hematite buttons and the leathers, and kind of maybe in the shop there just experiment lightly with how they would fashion them together and attach them to the masks, and kind of think through those things and how that would all come together.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
she's not a craftsman the way you are, but she's happy to have that conversation. Like she understands, like, yeah, and these two kind of coordinate. And if you were to use like this kind of fabric, that would like match up. And like, but
Perfect.
you want to avoid anything that's going to be too heavy because that's going to be something, and like, it's just going to wear against the straps and go threadbare. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that kind of workshop stuff is absolutely what MT needs, because they've been without for weeks, maybe, who knows, a while, and so being able to lightly work on something with their hands for real is probably incredibly cathartic.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, we were able to have that whole scene there for you, and talk with someone about all this stuff to try to help, relieve some of the stress which has been stacking up on you lately from all these things.
Yes, thank you. So just straight input value, or do I do anything because Ojak was there helping me? Straight, no bonus dice or anything like that.
Ojak is a friend, so if you're able to like involve them, like, oh no,
Well,
sorry,
actually,
Ojak
is
isn't
not
a
one
friend.
of-
Ojak is your vice dealer.
Right.
So yeah, it's not actually an extra die for that.
All good. So just straight submit. Boom.
Clear an amount of stress equal to the highest die result. You clear 6.
Oh, and I have 6. Okay. Whew.
Oh, he almost
times.
got real concerned. Yeah.
Good times. Yes, they spent a long time, but clearly they needed it.
Almost got lost in the sauce. Great.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. That is exactly what I wanted. As far as like Styx going in and just relishing in this little shop of iniquity.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to find some of my hidden notes on my side here, so got a little lost trying to do that.
No, you're fine.
Yes, and then we're able to
Hidden
like kind of fade out, and Styx having this deep conversation to Sojak. It's probably like Styx still messing with stuff there, while Ojek kind of like has to help somebody else
Extracts
who's come
and goes
here
and does something else
boss
more
something
productive
else.
with their time. Yes.
Well, like somebody else shows up, so it's like Styx is still working with it. She's probably still answering questions, but like there's somebody else there that she's also helping sell stuff to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of like fade out on that one. Which gives us Demas.
So I'm definitely spending 2 coin to do 2 extra things because I got a lot of things I want to do.
It's gonna
Or
get good.
just- I mean, like some of them are kind of quick because they're just like, oh, I want to find a doctor, or like, oh, I want to train some, but like, you know, I want to do that in addition to other things. So I'm going to spend that resource.
Yeah.
But isn't it? Do you want to go ahead and take our break here?
Um,
Or is like the
my timer did just go off. Yeah. How about we do that? Well, we'll come back at 1:30, and we'll do Demus's downtime. And then we will
not too long. Hopefully.
wander the city and find out what all's been going on while we've been running around and doing scores and taking over claims.
I do have a giveaway to start.
Yes.
Anything else before I start the Legend Keeper giveaway for the audience?
Nope.
Okay, excellent. So everyone on stream, thanks a ton for this first half. We are going to go on break, obviously. And before we do that, though, we are going to give away a copy of Legend Keeper, which is the tool that we use to manage this game and all of the other games at High Shelf Gaming. It's a world building tool. It's a campaign tracker. It's this like really cool thing where you can like have a world map, and then in that world map have a kingdoms map, and then in that map you could have a city map, and then in there's a bar, and inside that is the bar floor plan, all kinds of cool stuff.
You
It's
can wiki
super
all the
sweet.
stuff that's going on in your game and then put it on the map as pins. It's
Yeah.
really helpful.
And link articles to each other.
Oh yeah, and then it like auto links. Like you write out a whole article and say, find all the times where I said this in other places, and
What?
Yeah. If you go to the top right, there's a little like ampersand. Click on that, auto link. Anything written in your article that already has an article about it, it will say, oh, well, Grievous is here and here in your Star Wars game, I guess, and it links them for you.
I didn't. Glad I know that now.
It
That's
does all
awesome.
kinds of stuff. Yeah.
It's way
cool.
easier than doing it manually, which
Yep.
is why
Right? Right? Oh yeah, it's so good. And the guy Braden just announced this week he is quitting his full-time job, his real job, to work on Legend Keeper full-time. So
That's awesome and terrifying.
Living
Yeah.
the dream.
He's gotten all this done as a part-time gig, right? Like it's really good already. It's gonna be fantastic. So we're gonna give away a copy of Legend Keeper tonight, right now. What is our giveaway code?
Neck holes.
No, not neck holes.
Oh.
How about the faceless or faceless? How about faceless?
We did that like last.
Oh, did we already do faceless? Oops.
I was gonna say Hemocite.
Oh, Hemocite.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta make sure I spelled it right.
HEMACITE.
ITE. Okay. All right. Cool. Hemocite, which is terrifying because it's made out of blood, is our keyword tonight. Fear not, folks. I'm going to put it in the chat right now.
Oh, we're not streaming to YouTube. Never mind.
Yep. So if you just copy Hemocite as I spelled it in the chat there, toss that back into the chat, that will enter you in for a key to beta access of Legend Keeper. So put Hemocite in the chat, and we will be able to give that away once we get back from the break. And cool, man. I think we're ready.
Cool. All right. Then we will be back at 1:30, or maybe a couple minutes later since we've gone a couple minutes longer. But yeah, we'll be back in 10-ish minutes. Cool.
So,
all right. We will see everybody then.
Yeah.
Oh, hey everybody.
Yeah. We are back. Well, let's do the giveaway. Let's just do it right away. I think a sack of potatoes is going to win this giveaway.
Yeah,
if I'm
willing to place
honest.
bets.
Well,
Yeah,
last week it was you again.
Yeah, let's see here. Let me stop listening in chat and let me roll. Hey! Congratulations, sack of potatoes. If you are on Discord, hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, you can send me a whisper over Twitch here and send me your email address. I will send that on to the good folks over at Legend Keeper, Braden, and they will get you a brand new account at Legend Keeper. It'll be a beta access, right? So right now it's still in beta, but it's an incredible program. And I suggest that you join their Discord if you use Discord, because it's super helpful. They also have a subreddit. So if you're into either of those types of communities, check those out. But definitely do send me a whisper or get a hold of me on Discord, and let's get you sorted out. I want to get you that invite tonight. So congratulations, a sack of potatoes.
Nice.
I love that name, by the way. That's fantastic.
You sack
Great
of
name.
potatoes.
Love it.
Cool. So yeah,
The
it's a
hot
great
commodity.
tool. Hopefully you're really gonna like it.
Don't get lost for hours and hours building stuff in it, because that's a
Zooming
real
in and
danger.
out. Zooming in and out on maps.
Just
so
over and over and over.
cathartic it is.
Ridiculous
So-
how good that program is. Yeah.
All
I
right.
like it, as you can tell.
So meanwhile, back in the city of Duskfall, Demas, sounds like you have a big day lined up.
Yeah, so do you want me to do... I kind of want to do my Vice thing last, because it's going to be real spooky.
It
I'm
is.
going to the hooded proprietor.
Like you're the one who I have notes for what happens when you go to indulge your vice. So
Yeah. I'm gonna do... Can I do the boring ones first, so we'll just get
Okay.
those,
Excuse
get those
me.
out of the way?
Excuse me. Are you saying that you did not have all of OJAC planned out for me?
actually, I have had a lot of like what I wanted to do for a Taikarosi vendor character, like with like the big smile and like the tiny sharp teeth for a
Cool.
long time, and like the one other time a player made a character who's like, yes, my vice is like this like weird luxury like Sparkcraft like Fabergé eggs that are like animated and stuff. It's like that character like that player like dropped out like immediately, so it's like we
Oh.
never got to do it. It's like,
Oh no.
That is my new vice. That's,
Yeah, that's
awesome.
amazing. That's amazing. Yeah,
Can I have a
Katrina, I saw
second
that
and third
same.
Vice?
I saw that same look. It's like, excuse me, you did not.
I was just gonna commend you on your excellent midlife mother play there. That was all.
Yeah.
Your Karen-esque play. That was all.
Yep.
What's up, Karen? How you doing?
What's up, Karen?
well, when I'm
I
done
was doing
speaking
better
to the
before I came
manager.
into this store and played in this game.
Karen, go home.
Okay, I'll stop.
Go home. Crack open that bottle of white wine.
Get that
Drink a little too
Zinfandel.
much before the kids
Excuse me,
get
it's a
home.
rosé, okay?
It's a rosé and it's a
Rosé.
box in the
Either way,
fridge.
you're
You just
drinking
use
more
the
than
tap.
you should with the kids in the house.
Oh! Yeah, we're done.
We're off the rails. The
So
rails.
thanks for coming out to watch this happen tonight, everybody. All right.
We like to.
And
have
again,
fun
we're
here.
sponsored by Legend Keeper, so keep it coming.
Legend Keeper won't drink too much wine when the kids are home.
No, Legend Keeper is responsible.
That's our guarantee.
Whoa. You can
Let's not
make
go too
claims.
far.
You cannot make promises.
You have it totally confused, Ethan. Other way,
I
man.
think I can promise that a computer program won't drink too much white wine when the kids are home. I think that's pretty safe.
AI's coming for you first.
So, sorry about that. Sojourn away from the story, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
I don't know, man. What's up with Demas? That's he's
so
got
I want to
plans
go
and
in order.
agendas. He's got like big to-do list.
Yeah, I want to go in order from things I'm least interested in role playing out to things I'm most interested in role playing out.
Fair.
If that's the first thing, I'm just gonna go to the doctor. I'm just gonna get a little doctor action going on because
Okay.
I got 2 level 1 harm.
Do you want to try to find a doctor for yourself? Do you know somebody off your contact list who's a doctor? Do you want to ask somebody else in the group if they know a doctor?
I know a chemist.
Mm,
You can go.
Yeah.
You can go to my doctor.
Or I could go to Griffith's doctor.
go visit Melver the
It's like
physiker.
Yeah, friend for friend kind of
They
deal.
can rub some dirt on it.
That person sounds like an actual doctor, whereas a chemist is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They also make acid that eats through stuff. So like,
Yeah. So to steal Melver from a previous campaign, yeah, Melver's a former military doctor.
oh,
He was out there during the fight for Scotland independence. On the
Oh, he
Akarusi
was on that
side.
side. Was he on
He
the?
was, he was,
Oh.
he was on the Imperial
Oh.
side. Yeah.
See, you used the fun name for the war, but then put him on the lame side.
The Unity War.
Hey.
Yes. Actually, that would have been part of the montage of Maribel going out through Brightstone to get to White Crown. Is there's a big monument in Brightstone for like the end of the Unity War. This big statue.
Do I
Could have seen Maribel going
secretly
past.
like spit on it for Demas? Is that like what I'm supposed to do? To keep the gang together? Am I supposed
Keep the
to
gang together
kinda
by spinning.
just spit on the
But yeah, if Griffith's willing to introduce you to Melver, you're welcome to go see Melver.
Just make sure you take Cerberus. He promised a treat next time.
Okay. I'll take your weird demon dog out for a walk.
Oh,
your daughter with you.
I don't know where she is. She disappeared like 2 episodes ago. We don't know. Demon's just like frantically, like periodically just checks the little spectral spider on his finger, like, am I still alive? Like,
has my arm rotted off? Am I okay?
I think we're okay.
Yeah, so
I can't lose another arm. Like, I lost an arm
not a
recently
third
in
one.
a game.
That's yeah. I mean, you got just clamped in the jaws of death last time, but yeah. Yeah, so Griffith is able to put out the words, like, yeah, go see Melver. He's such and such place, Maybe he writes you a note, like, here's your little like note card of introduction kind of thing. So he'll
And
know
also
you're
taking
legit.
his spooky puppy out for a walk.
Yeah.
Spooky things just like you.
I don't know if this dog likes me or not. I just know I'm supposed to take it to get a treat.
So yeah, the address that Griffith gives you for Melver is in like Char Hollow is in like one of like the poorest districts in the city. It's where a lot of the people who work the fields for the radiant energy farms and the ealeries that are like out on the edge of the city live. And Melver's office, or at least the address that you have to go see him, is there in like an apartment in Char Hollow. So we kind of get like, you Demas like knocking on the door, like he's checking the card and he's like knocking on the door, and you hear the voice like, hang on, I'll be right there. And then like the door opens and there's a guy in a union suit, which is like Victorian era like undergarments, where it's like his one garment that's like ankles
Long
all
johns.
the way up. Yeah, but it's like his
like
one
the whole...
thing, and then it's got like buttons down the front.
And on the butt.
So he's got like he's got a pair of pants on. He has that on underneath, but like it's unbuttoned and like it's off on the top. So like he's shirtless.
Cool.
He's like, who are you? And like you introduce yourself and you show him the card. He recognizes Cerberus. He's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, come on in. I can take a look at that. And he turns around, and on his back he has this huge full back tattoo that is like the ornate crown of the Emperor. Like,
Why you
Because
gotta
you're
do
a
this?
fan.
with like a ribbon that's like all glory to the immortal Emperor. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah, okay.
so the dude's
Very
like,
inviting.
I'm not gonna
Very
talk to
inviting.
this guy too much. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, come in, have a seat. I'll take a look at that. See what we can do for
Some laudanum for the fears.
Yeah.
Laudanum.
He has like this big like tall like tapered glass that's like full of liquid, and he takes like an eyedropper of something that's like silverish gray, and he put like 2 drops in it, and like uses like the big glass swizzle stick kind of things. Like, well, start by drinking that.
Oh god.
And then he like
This
ends
is
up like
terrifying.
doing the Mr. Miyagi to your arm.
Oh no.
It's like, yeah.
Great.
So
Great.
yeah, but he is able to assist.
Okay, so what do I roll for this?
So
Fortune?
Melver he's a pretty decent doctor. He is worth 2 dice for a fortune roll to work on your recovery clock.
Okay, so just roll 2 dice.
Yeah.
Cool. Doctor. Boom. Nice.
6.
Woohoo!
All right. So yes, that will get you 3 ticks on the healing clock, which is where the healing clock
not enough
starts
to
to
feel
suck.
it.
It's not enough to actually heal you. Yes.
Great. Perfect.
So the option is either pay to upgrade or just suck it up and keep being hurt.
I think I'm actually going to pay to upgrade because there was one thing I wanted to do that I can just not do. So I'll just pay to upgrade and heal it.
All right, then that turns that outcome into a crit, which is 5 ticks. So all of your harm ticks down 1 row. And you get 1 tick on the healing clock left over.
Nice. So when I get hurt again, I'm already like one step of the way
well,
to heal.
If you get hurt again, it clears.
Oh, damn. Well, I'm fully healed, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Why would the thing go around more than once then?
Because it's possible if you had level 2 harm, you could heal it and it could tick down to 1, and you'd be partway towards taking it from 1 all the way off the chart.
I see you. That's
also,
right.
I guess if you had like 3 ticks and then you got 5 ticks, then that would clear 2 levels of harm because it's only a 4 tick clock for recovery. So double healing.
I'm with you now. Thank you.
So many
great
layers of what could happen here, all because of clocks. Yay.
So many clocks.
Yes.
We worship progress clocks. That's one of the forgotten gods in the setting, actually. Just a big clock.
Cool. So he's able to help you out with that. You know, kind of like, he does like the whole like grabbing your arm and bracing against the top part and like yanking until it like goes back into socket, and like whatever the gray drops in the big ass glass of water were, like you don't scream as much, but like it's really uncomfortable to have it happen.
Probably like a decent dose of mercury.
Yeah. Try not to put any weight for that for a couple days, and you should be fine. And he goes over and he does have like a snack. He's like, here, Cerberus.
Perfect. Excellent.
There you go, piece of rat jerky for Cerberus here in the forage section of the city. That's it.
His favorite.
Yes. There's a whole like 2-page spread in the book about like what people in Duskfall eat that is like highly amusing. Sometimes it's worth checking out. But yeah, like you're repaired. He sends you on your way.
Yeah. So Demas can only think of one thing to do now that he no longer has a sprained wrist, and that's to go and fight in some underground fighting pits with other Scotlanders, as is tradition.
All right, let me get you patched up. Go easy on it. Cool, fighting pits.
He'll wrap his fist. But this is specifically training prowess is what I'm trying to do here, like the actual action. But he's going to do that by finding some Scotlander fighting pits.
I think
don't talk about.
Yeah, Char Hollow is actually a pretty good place to be going for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think Char Hollow is actually there's an inn in Char Hollow called Keller's, which has the widest variety of Scotland ales in the city. So a lot of the Scotlander refugees in the city don't make a lot of money, and surprise, they live in the cheap part of town.
Great. Yeah. So that's where he's headed.
Yep. Okay.
Train some prowess.
All right. Yeah. He's able to go down there. There's probably. Yeah. So like there's like Scotlander Fight Club going on in the basement here at Keller's. They will invite you in because you're a Scotlander, of course. Yeah. Clear. You can be here.
Yeah, and he's got like. Demas would, at this point, kind of probably not bring his nice clothes, and he would just be wearing like kind of a white shirt that's kind of open in the front, and you could see actually like on his chest or from the war, he's still got like his command and all that kind of stuff, like sort of the symbol like tattooed on him and all that kind of stuff. It's sort of the key in, right? It's like if you're on the good side of the war.
Does he have like the unit tattooed on him
Sorta.
somewhere? Yeah.
It's like it's just a huge spider was like his unit or whatever, or his like division was like, it's just an enormous like spider with like the web that kind of goes across the back and down the arm and stuff.
Yeah, that hurt like a bitch.
It sure did.
Going up the neck.
Yeah, like he doesn't go too far up the neck because he's got to kind of hide it, but like you can see just like the edges. It just looks like small black lines when he's got like a collar on.
So I think they will. The people who are there when they can see that, because it's like if it's your first night, you have to fight, no shirts, no shoes, right? Like, so like when there's people who can see that, like you take it off and like you kind of like step into the ring, kind of the middle area here, like you get some like people are like, this guy knows.
Got his fist very carefully wrapped with like some nice fabric, doing like the all the way wrapped, like halfway up the forearm kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think there's one bigger dude there. He's obviously Scotlander. He's got like a beard that's kind of like comes down into like a braid that's tied into a knot. He's got this line that like starts up as like up in his hairline, kind of comes down across his eyelid and like down across his lip, where it's like he got hit with something. Like he's missing like the tooth that's in that line, kind of deal. But yeah, they're like, Ulf, and like he's like, I see you were in the army, me too. It's like, you're an officer, looks like. I'll take it easy on you. Like, you guys go a couple rounds.
Yeah. Demas would just be like, just looking to pick up a couple tricks.
Yeah.
And
it's like, I can help you with that, son.
Nice. Just because he was like, he wasn't super good at fighting last time he tried to fight, so he wants to get a little better at that. But yeah, so I think that's our thing, right? For our crew is prowess.
Yes, I believe so.
That sounds familiar.
Cool. So
pull that up. Yes, prowess.
Cool. So that'll bump me up to 3 XP, and then I want to move all my playbook XP over there too, to fill it up and get my little point in skirmish.
Okay.
If I can do that now, or do I have to wait till the end of the session?
You can do that now.
Cool. Nice.
Because that's the next thing.
My plan works. Yeah, and then the last thing, I was going to pay the coin to go to the hooded proprietor.
Yeah, I think
my long day out on the town ends with,
Yeah, but before you leave Keller's, the basement at Keller's there, Ulf like helps you back up and like chips you on the shoulder.
Probably got my ass kicked a good bit. Like,
oh yeah, Ulf is a big dude and he's real strong. And he's like, before you leave, he will say, if you ever want to work towards the glory of Scotland again, you come see me.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, you come to Keller's and you find Ulf Ironborn.
Where should I mark him down on my sheet? Because I want to remember him.
He's on the faction sheet.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay. Wait, which faction would he be so I can add him as a little note?
I think there is just an Ulf Ironborn on there.
Bro. That's amazing. He's just on there by himself.
Wait, what? Huh?
Figure out where he's actually at.
Oh yeah,
he's in the bottom of Underworld.
Ironborn.
Yeah,
Bro.
he's tier 1 and strong.
He's stronger than our whole crew.
Yeah, well, he's been gathering up a bunch of the Severosi, the Scotlander refugees, and he's been like arranging a crew that's like still got Scotlander separatist tendencies.
I can relate.
How do you spell his name?
Ulf, ULF, Ironborn.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, then I'm gonna go and indulge my cheeky little vice of trippy, spooky caverns.
Okay. So yeah,
whatever.
we get the scene of you coming in and sitting down at this little tavern in the docks where it's got like the wooden boardwalk floors, but like there's a big gap in the middle of it where there's like this water ravine that's like dug through the stone there. So they just let it run through the middle. It's like exposed. And the hooded proprietor has their hood up. They come over and like you put the deal is you put a little like a copper coin on the table, like on the corner, and they give you a little tiny nub of a candle. That's like about enough candle to light your way down into the caverns underneath. So we get like, you kind of like feeling your way down with this little tiny cavern candle before it sputters out down in the bottom. And in the bottom, there's it's all stone. Most of it's like worn out here by like the water over like eons and eons. So there's like a stone basin that like there's a little spring that pours into, and that's what you come down here and you drink.
Awesome.
Yes. So you drink it to hallucinate. It also flows through an area deeper down where the legend is that if you submerge a body in it long enough, it will dissolve from whatever's in this water.
It's good for me. It's good for my body.
I think as the candle, you go up, you take a little thing of water, you find like, where there's a place that's sort of benchish to sit down. As your candle sputters out, you do notice that on like the far side of the room, there's like another one of these kind of like bench-shaped blocks of stone. And Maisley is lying on it. Just like lying there on her side on it. So like your candle sputters out and you take your little shot. And part of it's your eyes adjusting to the dark, and part of it is like, whatever's in this water starting to come over you. You see that Maisley is like laying over there on her side, like looking fairly comfortable. And then you start to realize that Maisley's sitting over there on her side and her head is like in her mother's lap, who's sitting on the bench. And her mother is like stroking Maisley's hair. And then sitting at like Maisley's foot is her father, who has this.
That's how I relieve stress, guys.
Yeah, huge bunch of blood across the front of his shirt, and just stares at you the whole time.
Jesus Christ!
This is so stress relief. I'm so relaxed. Just...
It's like a spa treatment.
I can keep going
if you
want.
Well,
a spa of guilt.
Is that just? Do I just stare at that the whole time? Is that my?
Okay. I think after a point, you feel like a presence of like somebody else who's like over by where the water, the little pool of water that you took your like the little shot glass out of was, and there's someone who's very tall in like really long tattered robes, like you can't see him at all. But he comes and he stands in front of you and he leans like over you as you're sitting there, and picks up from next to you on the bench the vase that you stole from Baso Baz's office. And as he kind of like picks that up off the bench, that's when you realize that his fingers are probably like 2 or 3 more joints longer, and he's got like a couple more fingers than he should have. And then like the thing you stole was like a vase with covered in holes, and he raises it so like he has his hands on the side of the vase with his fingers on the holes, and like the top of the vase goes up underneath the hood, and he starts to play it like a wind instrument.
That's awesome.
And it is really unsettling and really weird, and then you wake up in an alley somewhere.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like that they just dump you in an alley. That's real nice of them.
That or I just wandered into the alley.
Maybe.
Yeah, somehow you end up in an alley. It's better than like never waking up down there again. So
there's the part of the hallucinations that you remember, and then there's the part of the trip that you don't remember. Yeah. He's got to go through both those phases,
Right, yeah. It's the part you don't remember that lets you be relaxed now.
Yeah. Perfect.
Because the rest of it sounds pretty dramatic. It's
Do I have any bonus dice on this, or is it just the one? Or the how do you?
Is Maisley helping him?
Oh, how will do you count Maisley's
Staring into
parents as your
his
friend?
soul?
Like, you know,
She's my friend.
Ooh.
No, she's not.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just the one die, right?
um,
Or however many. No bonus dice, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it'll roll whatever's the lowest.
Nice.
Oh, 6.
Hey.
Excellent.
That's what I
Yes.
needed. I have
One
7
chef.
total, so I have 1 left. Nice. Apparently that was really cathartic for me.
Yeah.
So
It's really creepy for the rest of us.
Yes.
well, it says that my vice is weird. So I think we got that. We check.
Oh,
Check
I play
lost.
dice. I play poker. I go shopping. Whatever, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
I go creepy trip in a basement.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
take back my my fake anger from earlier. You know what?
You know, I like that it's a basement that if you're not careful, it will dissolve you or
Yeah.
digest you or whatever it
Yes,
does.
if you're lucky, you stumble back out in a haze and end up in an alley somewhere. And if you're unlucky, you trip and fall into the water and you dissolve.
Ugh.
Perfect.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like my kind of place, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
What y'all doing next weekend?
Yeah, right.
Next week, you're trying to take that to add it to your claim map, aren't you?
Yes. The new turf.
Yeah, I think you wake up in an alley in Crow's Foot.
At least you're close to home.
An
Yeah,
alley
we'll
in
just-
Crow's Foot in Lamp Black territory.
Perfect.
With a pair of lamp blacks strung up upside down to a lamp post.
You should probably leave.
Yeah,
Everything in
Demas
Crow's
will
Foot's
just-
going great lately.
dude, it's just kind of still kind of in that like kind of fog on like the day after or whatever. Just kind of like,
Oh, is this like a residual?
sweet home.
Is that maybe
Yeah.
what he's thinking?
Don't let anyone
Wait,
harsh your mellow, man.
Did I do that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's just kind of like, oh, okay. I think it's time to go home. He's got like the white shirt that's like stained with blood, from fighting and like drenched in like this weird water. So it's like super bleached on some parts and like, I'm assuming whatever dissolves people is probably pretty good for cleaning shirts. He's just gonna walk home.
Okay.
Like the cleanest shirt you've ever owned.
And now it's like,
It's
you know,
like-
yeah.
Yeah. That's his,
Like, yeah,
that's
this
his
was a
going
great
out on the
shirt.
town
I
trip.
had it for years from before the family was like disgraced and fell. I think this blood's mine, and that might be a little bit from Ulf.
Yes.
And this part's like super white now because I got a bunch of magic water on it.
And then on the back, there's like, it says "kick me" because apparently Maisley just like got the water and like just wrote on the back with it. Like,
And he'll just
OxyClean,
probably
Late joke, but I was gonna say it's OxyClean. That's really what it is. 'Cause I had to look it up,
OxyClean.
so it was kind of.
I just drank some OxyClean and I tripped super hard. Don't tell
And-
anybody.
Well, you cleaned your shirt with it too, though. So
It's
it
going to
does
be
so
the
many
next
things.
like YouTube meme is everybody's going to be eating
Yeah,
OxyClean.
take a
Oh,
shot of
God.
OxyClean. You'll trip.
Eat a Tide Pod.
I can see preteens getting into that.
I read somebody trying to explain why Tide Pods ended up like appealing to people. It's like, well, it's shiny like a piece of fresh fruit. It's brightly colored
That
like
doesn't.
a good apple, and like, it's like,
Yeah, like
like-
it's got all the signs of like things that would probably taste good, but it's
yeah,
detergent.
but it is not. Yeah.
And most people can kind of separate those two elements of it,
Except
and
for
not eat it.
teenagers, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And not Demas, who's going down there
Yeah, Demas.
drinking dissolving water.
It's not a shot. It's just a Tide Pod.
hanging out in a basement doing acid, literal acid.
Yes.
Literal acid.
Yes, like from a battery. Yes.
Mm,
Yes, this is your public service announcement from HSC Gaming. Please do not eat Tide Pods
That's right.
or drink OxyClean.
That's right.
Gargling bleach is a bad idea. Do not do that. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, so we get like, Demas in the dawn starting to walk back. I think there's
The dawn?
probably
Did Cerberus
Actually,
go home? Or
they-
is Cerberus like
maybe
no,
that's what
Cerberus
wakes
down
you
there
up.
lapping up that water. Their metabolism's so different than ours. They don't care.
That might be
Yeah.
the thing that does wake you up in the alley in Crow's Foot is like this terrifying Tycherosi hound like licking your face. It's like, yeah, it's like, so many
All right.
eyes, so many eyes. Like,
Supposed to be
let's
friends.
get you home. Just got the leash. It's just like who's gonna fuck with that guy who looks like super beat up with like a demon hound that he's walking? Like nobody's gonna talk to that guy.
I like
That's
that the
exactly
hound
what you
lets you
want.
hold a leash. It's like, yeah, okay.
It's a very polite hand.
No, the leash is for like he's leading me.
He's like, come on, let's get you home.
No, Demas totally has it like wrapped around his hand. Is just getting pulled along. Like, let's go. Just kind of.
Awesome.
cool.
I indulged that vice real good, y'all. I'm feeling good.
Hey, you got a 6 on it too. So, yeah. So I do need to ask, you said, hey guys, contact us if you want to buy your thing back. How are they supposed to give you stuff? How are they supposed to make contact with you?
I also wanted to read all that stuff, and I'm sure maybe Demas did too, but I know I did for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, if I saw anything about Scotland, I'm all on it, man.
Yeah, so this is it is research and like this is all like the information you would use to blackmail someone from one of the
I
other
love that.
houses.
I love that kind of information. Blackmail
Yes.
information is my favorite information.
Yes. I meant to go try to throw random words into Google Translate until I could find a name for them, but I forgot to restart it. So.
That's my favorite thing to do.
That's the language, Rainer.
Yes. So yeah, this is all stuff that you would use to try to wreck somebody's life with, or like hold it over their head to try to force them to do stuff.
But specifically, their Scovelin.
Yes,
Right.
it all specifically deals with. It's probably all mostly around one house from Scotland.
Is it particularly familiar to me in any way, or?
I'm sure you would recognize the name.
Not one that I particularly like or dislike at this point.
I don't know. I kind of feel like, hey, let's have you make a fortune roll. Like
Ooh,
Yes.
how many dice on that? 0 could be fun.
well, I think one, because like you're
One.
Scotlander, your nobility, you would have the chance to recognize or be acquainted with some of these other houses.
Two.
Knowing
No.
houses.
I mean, it's a house, and the name sounds vaguely familiar, but like you've never spoken to anybody from there and that kind of thing.
No. Okay. So I'm not particularly.
You're not super well
Fuck.
versed in like who these people would actually be.
That also means that I'm not like particularly keen on either keeping them or using them or anything like that. It's like, to me, if I'm not super aware of them, then I don't have a problem selling these. Whereas if it was somebody I knew, or it'd be different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It's somebody who you don't have a particular connection to. You have to recognize the name in passing, but that's going to be about it.
cool. All down for that.
Okay. So yeah, how were these people supposed to get in touch with you if they wanted this back,
I mean, they could
or
leave
just
it
wanted
in a
this
little
because they were
dead
trying to
drop.
get it from the Wraiths? What was that?
Leave it in a little. They could leave it in a little dead drop. They know that we own it now. If they put the
Okay,
They
so
might not
so
know
like
how
the
to get into the dead drop. They might just know how to
well,
retrieve.
if
the-
they're like picking something up, then they could just drop
they have to
something back
open
in
it,
it
like if
as
they
they were
want to,
pulling something out. Yeah.
They were supposed to take it off the hook, and it was supposed to be the packet. Instead, it was this note, but they can like put something back in on like the the hook or the clamp or whatever's in there for holding it. So was that
Yeah.
the intention then?
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes the most sense, right? Because like part of the benefit is the location, so that so like these people who are buying this information are probably pretty keen on that location in particular. So I think it only makes sense to correspond through there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with that.
Then I think eventually you guys are like go back and check the dead drop, and there will probably be another note inside it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say like it's Wednesday because hey, why not? It'll be like Friday evening at 7 p.m. at the Golden Plum restaurant. Be there within 10 minutes of the time, or
Okay.
offer is forfeit.
7.
Right, like we don't deal with unknown parties, so
Fair enough.
show up and be willing to talk. But the Golden Plum is like one of the fanciest restaurants in the entire city.
Cool.
So
perfect. We should definitely piss these people off, right?
yes.
Absolutely. Did they leave any symbols or anything on there?
No, it is a shockingly nondescript note. It is very the penmanship is very precise. It's almost like the kind of thing like if somebody was copying out like legal documents or something like that, like this is the handwriting you would want to use. Like you want it to be super legible about, wheretofore in the case of something something like it. This is like you would be able to read this person's handwriting.
Also, probably less identifying than
Yeah. Like it's a like if you I forget if it was my dad or my grandfather was talking about it. That when they took classes in their high school about like drafting, like they taught them this very specific way, like you print your letters so they're very square and they're very even and they're all going to be super legible. So that when you were doing all these drawings and plans, like people would always be able to tell what it said. This is 11 feet long and then 3 inches, and they wouldn't screw up the measurement, like have something fall down on them. It's kind of in that sort of a vein. The other thing that you would definitely pick up on is that while a lot of the documents that were in that folder were on like parchment that was it was parchment, right? It was kind of rumpled, it was sort of rough, it was pretty heavy. The paper for this note is the edges are razor sharp, it's very fine, the surface is very smooth. It's a very nice piece of paper.
So we're dealing with a noble house.
or at least dealing with someone with money.
Yeah.
It'd be profitable.
Yes.
Absolutely. Do we know if the wraiths run with anything like? Are they? What do we know about the wraiths?
The wraiths are known for stealing fancy luxury stuff, and dealing in like blackmail information.
Okay.
So this is solidly within the wheelhouse of people who would have been coming to the wraiths for stuff.
It's like I know that like on the sheet we checked the thing, right? That we have the dead drop, but like what are we doing like to make that transition like concrete? Is like something that I'm not sure, because like I know that we told the guy stuff like, but like what have we done, or how can we, if we haven't done that yet, to sort of this is ours now, we should agree on this and not make a big deal out of it kind of thing.
One of the things I was thinking of, I didn't have the time to do it here because I needed to clear our heat and my own stuff. But like I could make it so that drop only opens for us. You know, put it like that RAM thing that I made. Maybe I use something similar, and it's a sealed hole, or it's a sealed thing, and only I or someone who knows how to break it could, give all of us the key to get in and out of it. It was one of the things I was thinking, is we just secure the chute itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, then maybe even do the same thing to like the little way to open it, so that it doesn't open all the time. Like, instead of just being like a loose brick, it's got some sort of, if there's nothing in the chute, it doesn't open.
Oh.
So that way
it
people would
might
know that something was different. You couldn't just.
Yeah, it might already have something like that in place, right? Because like the Wraiths were using it in kind of the same way that you guys are talking about. I think they were more depending on people not knowing there was a control at the top to open it.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was like some sort of a little latch type thing that Ohm had to like disable when you guys did that. Did the score to take it over to get into it and be able to setting traps inside of it. I think
was our equivalent of changing the locks.
Yeah, I think if you guys want to have something where like you're going in and setting that kind of thing up, I think that's just a general action during a free play here. I don't think we need to like long-term clock it and that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Like Ohm has knowledge for ways to try to do it. There already was something there that you can maybe try to piggyback on top of. So like there's going to be a way for you guys to set something like that up.
Okay.
It's the montage in the video game when you free the territory or whatever, and they're like building stuff up. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Raise the little flag. It's just a montage. It just happened.
But in our montage, it's just Ohm in the rain, like fiddling with a box, and then it's like, then there's some eureka moment, and then we fade to black.
Yeah, it's Ohm in the rain fiddling with a box, then like a crack of lightning, and then like the whole scene fades to black after that. Boy,
Yes.
It's like really dope music though, and like a really panning wide shot, so that it feels good even though you're not doing anything.
Oh yeah, you get the view of the whole city as it goes across, and then like it ends with like the lightning wall. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a Ubisoft.
It's very
tower.
cinematic.
It's just a Ubisoft tower.
Perfect.
It's like we're going real Assassin's Creed with this, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's perfect for it. It's a big thing on top of a tall building.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Ohm, do you want to try to do something there? Kind of get an idea for how strong that defense is? Kind of.
Yeah, so I guess the challenge is they've already got some sort of mechanism in place. I'd have to remove that or alter that in a way that gave us ownership effectively. So in looking at it, would that be like a study? I'm going to study it for a little while and kind of figure things out, and then if I can tinker my way through to augmenting it in some way, or I got to wreck the thing and then make something new. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, I think we can probably handle it with just one action roll.
Okay.
Because like gathering the information on it, like I think the main thing is like doing something with it, right? Because like locks and mechanisms you're kind of familiar with. Changing that so that it does something else, so that it uses a special key, so that it uses, it recognizes when we, stab our fingers in our blood or something, right? Like,
right. Yeah. So I think it'd be kind of cool if I got into a little bit of the artificer stuff, where like maybe it's got kind of a spark craft to it. It needs a little bit of a demon blood in order for it to work, or maybe it runs on some spark craft battery of some kind, whereby only we are allowed to open it, and maybe it seals up into like an iris or something like that, something cool where like is all circular and seals into like a little teeny tiny pinhole.
You just want to make sure that Demas for sure loses a hand next time he misses.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I want to clean. That last one was so messy. I should have had two hands in the bottom of that chute, and I didn't. So I'm always improving.
Good
Always
joke, brother.
Never give up.
It's just like, ha ha ha.
Okay.
That Taikarosi whom I'm slowly getting used to.
Hey, there's been other
You'll warm up
Takarosis
to
been
us.
way weirder. So it's
Way weirder. Way weird.
Let's not give him a challenge.
So
come
what
on,
am I?
come on, bring it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So you displayed my special ability there.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to get that up to run it out over the stream so people know what we were talking about.
Right. Yeah. So is that doable, or is that too much given the kind of state of my workshop and all that kind of stuff? Should I really just be up there doing a tinker and just doing something
I
kind of
think
mechanical?
that is Artificer is you up there doing a tinker, but like when we figure out that effect level, like your effect level's increased because that's Artificer taking effect.
I'm into it. Okay. So tinker controlled, right? I'm not. Nobody's like trying to gun me down while I'm doing this thing.
Yeah,
I think it's result level. So if it's like a 4 or 5, it's treated like a 6, or if it's like a 6, it's a crit, right? Result level.
Or is it my effect goes up? I guess the result.
Because they do mention effect level as well.
Oh, okay.
Like that's a terminology as well.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm
pretty
just
sure.
Controlled standard effect, right?
Yeah, sorry, I'm grabbing the where is the actual thing? Adventure Crest following. Yeah, no, the expanded one in the book actually says nothing. Oh no, sorry, it does call that out specifically. You get +1 result level to your roll. A 1 to 3 becomes a 4, 5, etc.
Okay, perfect. So this is going to improve the quality of my die roll. Excellent.
Yeah, so like literally you can't outright fail. Right?
That's
Because
awesome.
even that 1 to 3 becomes like the partial.
I feel like failing with Spark Blood would be bad. So or Sparkcraft, not blood, but Sparkcraft would be real bad. So it's awesome. Yep, no bonus die, right? So I will submit this. Okay.
So that's a 4, which is in the 4-5 range. It goes up by 1, so that's a full success. Yes.
Awesome.
You are able to establish a new locking mechanism on here that you guys are going to be able to get through. Nobody else is going to be able to mess with for right now.
Yeah, and because it's Artificer stuff, because it's Sparkcraft, is it weird? Like it's keyed just to us, like in our blood, or we have like our biometrics in some way, or is it more like it's got it's tougher for somebody else to wreck? Just so I understand kind of the effect that the Sparkcraft is imbuing into this thing.
So I don't necessarily know that it's going to be harder for somebody to wreck, because if they show up here with like a sledgehammer, they're gonna dig off the top of the thing anyway. But I do think that is like, if they're trying not to do that and they're just trying to like open it and unlock it and get in here and see what's actually going on, like interact with it without like total destruction, you're in a very good spot. What it is that puts you guys, that like gives you that connection, that control, that like what it is that's locking it that you guys can get through or not, can kind of be up in the air. So if you have an idea on that, we can go with that. Otherwise, it's this one skeleton key, right? Like, so.
I would love it if it has to be a faceless mask that needs to like touch it or be in proximity for it to open.
How would our customers get to it?
Well, the bottom opens separately.
Oh,
but I think what you could have done, right? Because I don't want to tell you what you did do, because it's your action. Like, what you could have done is establish something in it where, like, if you press one of those hemocyte buttons to it, that's how it knows it's one of the people who's supposed to be getting in.
Yeah, see, that's kind of what I needed. I need to know how to unlock it, and knowing, okay, I've got these buttons. I can key it to that, and it has to be one of these 12. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And have like a lock for the bottom to where it only unlocks at like certain, like basically you can like turn it on, like now it's unlocked and somebody can come get stuff, or like turn off. Now
Yeah,
it's
but
just
once
closed.
they open it and they take something out, once it shuts, then it's like they're locked
Right.
out again. Yeah, and I think
Right.
that's probably something that's already there, so you don't have to really mess with it.
Okay. Perfect.
Cool.
Excellent. Yeah. So while they're deciding what they're going to do with all this information that they have, I'll be out there doing that. effort.
Were you hanging out in Six Towers by yourself doing this, or anybody go with Ohm?
I think I would go with him just to make sure it's secure and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Spend some
far as I understand-
quality time with empty home.
Yes.
I'm still at the bar. I'm still at the gambling hut.
Yeah. And empty
yes.
complains that you're in their light. You know, like when you're out there helping your dad work on the car, and it's like, your job is to hold the flashlight.
I think like
aim it over here. Come on, that's
with this amount of like extended one-on-one, eventually Davis would just be like, "Are these jokes? Like, is this? Please tell me when you're joking for at least a period of about a week, so I can get this figured out." I don't.
Demas, or sorry, not Demas. Sticks is in there, like hands all the way up in the mechanism. Yes, that was a joke.
Okay.
And then just keeps working.
It's
that
just
one,
like,
that one was a
that
joke.
one, right? It's gone into the correlation kind of function, right? Is joke? I don't know. Let's consult these cases.
We'll work it out.
The thought map is building, right? Like we're getting there.
Yeah.
So I think as Demas and Ohm, as you guys are like headed back from Six Towers afterwards, like you have to cross over a bridge to get to Charter Hall, and as you're doing that, you do notice that there's some blue coats down below, fishing a body out of the canal there, who is it's got a big hole in it. He was shot, and he was floating in the canal, but it's got it's a guy in a long brown coat, and they're fishing him out and like putting him onto a stretcher to try to carry him off somewhere, and like the Death Seeker crows are cawing because like there's a corpse, and like the guys have to come to destroy it. As they're doing that, you'll notice there is a plague doctor mask kind of like that washed up by where they were pulling that body out of the water.
Oh no.
And actually, like this guy, as they put him on the stretcher and like they're bringing him up to street level because that's where all the guys from Bellwether Crematorium are coming to like bring their carts in to like take him off so they can take him to the crematorium to get rid of him. As they do it, his hand kind of flops out from under the sheet, and you can see that it's bandaged.
Does anybody else notice the mask? Because Ohm wants that mask.
I don't think they do.
Okay. Then if they can go and get it, they're going to.
Yeah, I mean it's down there. Like it's kind of in the muck. So
yeah,
like they weren't paying us a lot of attention. They were
yeah. Go get a stick or something and
crap washes up on the sides of the canals all the time. They didn't necessarily make the connection that it was the same.
Yeah, I won't do while there's so much heat here. I'm not gonna like go down on the other bank across.
Oh,
from the
hey
blue
guys,
like,
how you do it? Yeah, but
yeah.
I
this
think,
is
like,
interesting.
I think like if you want to just like, I would be cool just chilling on that like bridge and waiting for like the scene to clear, because
cool.
I'm kind of curious in that respect and kind of keep my eyes peeled for any other wraiths around to see if this is like something that they're watching or aware of, or
so maybe we're standing on this bridge watching them do their work, and Ohm will just kind of look to Demas and ask, did the wraiths clean their own, or is the buyer very upset?
It's a great question. Hopefully we'll find out on Friday.
Right. And then when they leave, we'll go down and get the mask.
Yeah. I did want to like, are there any wraiths around that I can see? Just like,
if there are other wraiths around, then they're not like masked up and everything like that. You
Right.
see like it's the rain that's been going on for several days has been like breaking up, but it's still kind of like little drizzly now and then. So there's still people who have like, hoods and stuff like that. You don't see anybody who like sticks out as like that's definitely a wraith. And
Mhm.
there's nobody wearing one of those masks.
Okay.
The only
I'll
peop-
keep
the
an
only
eye out while Ohm's
go
going to
ahead.
get it and see if anybody takes notice of him picking up that mask or anything.
I don't think anybody does.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, I would be prowling. I'd be trying not to be noticed, but I mean, it is a bank. It's not like
yeah.
it's
I
like
mean-
right next to the wall. I mean, there's no place to hide when you do that kind of stuff. But they're,
the kids who
the kids
who you saw, the kids who you saw once upon a time playing with the downed wire,
yes,
and the kids who you gave the fake
back.
gun axe to,
yeah,
like they're down farther down on that little embankment. They're like using the gun axe to like club an eel to death, so that they can try to take it home for dinner. Like
Hey,
how they managed to
that's
like
great.
wrangle an eel by hand, I don't even know. But like
That's
they're
great.
down there like trying to put it to actual use for something. Like
These
These kids
Mom's
are the
gonna-
most
upset.
capable.
Mom's gonna be so
individuals.
excited,
They're
Yeah.
so
we
upset that I gave them
name-
a plastic axe head.
Can we name this little gang of kids that keep showing up? Because I would love to put it in the Legend Keeper.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. Yes. What are they called?
Just the ragamuffins. It's a bit on the nose, but it's what they are.
The
Ragamuffins.
Ragamuffin, the
They're
Ragamuffin
like-
gang.
Is the word for like little street urchins, basically.
Street urchins. Oh gosh, come on.
We could do better than that.
I know
Though.
we can, yeah.
Come on, chat.
We'll
Are you out
workshop
there
it.
listening? We need help. Like, yeah.
We'll
Yeah, we need-
workshop
we need a
it. We'll
name.
bring it next week.
We need a name for a group of kids that aren't quite a gang yet, but they're waiting for somebody to come and ask them to be in their gang.
I just like that we have this set of kids that seems to be in everywhere. It's the same set of kids.
Yeah.
So
It's like those three old guys in Cowboy Bebop that just show up everywhere.
I mean,
They're on every planet.
They're eating eels, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, we could like, I don't know, play on that somehow, like eel hunters or
Healy boys.
The Healy Boys.
Ely boys.
I mean, there's actually a whole bunch on the south side of the city where they have like the radiant energy farms where there are eeleries. Like they raise eels to try to be able to feed people in the city. But these guys have managed to find a free range one swimming in the
gutter
ink,
snipes.
the ink black water here.
Oh, I
Yes.
like the gutter snipes.
I
That is
can
The
dig it.
gutter
Yeah.
snipes.
Thank you.
is
Ships on
much
fire.
better.
Yes.
than what we were
Yes.
giving out, so that's awesome.
Gutter snipes. I love these kids. All right.
Perfect.
Tier 0. Weak.
Yes.
Are they in the faction
you-
list? That's awesome.
But we've started
be.
to influence.
You know
them.
what? Yeah, they're going in the faction worksheet. There.
Yes, the
Yeah.
gutter snipes.
I'm gonna pay
Actually,
those kids
there
in some
there
time
is
slots
a
to do some work for me.
there is a space in this faction sheet for like citizens of such and such district. But no, I think these guys, these are.
These guys have no district.
Are they in the? Are the other? They're in
Well,
the
they're
underworld?
in Six Towers, but they're not like the general population of Six Towers.
Right.
Do they go under the underworld factions?
Yes, I just put them in there, so that
Great.
should start to show up.
That's awesome. I love this.
We like to have
Yes.
fun here.
They're good.
Yeah, we
All right, they're definitely coming back more often.
They're our
Yeah,
best
so they were
friends.
down there too. You're able to go down there and like pull the mask out of the muck that's down there. It smells bad. Shocker. From
Right.
pulling something out of a canal full of like ink black water.
Well,
But yeah, it's a mask. You do recognize it as being like it has the same kind of markings, like it had like red stripes down like the nose part of it or something like that.
oh, cool.
Like so there's a way to like tell the wraiths apart really if you really wanted to, but they're still kind
Sure.
of anonymous. So like
Yeah.
this was the dude who was up there before that just got fished out of the canal.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of like examine those markings a little bit, just to kind of take a note of how they were, because I'm going to start looking for other masks and how they're marked to kind of get a taxonomy of it. But good to know that.
Yeah.
And Ohm wants to bring it back to the Hound.
Okay.
I want to bring
Bring
it back
to Griffith.
Yeah, bring it back to Griffith. And when we're in our hideout, Griffith's in there. I know that Griffith's right now is in a card game, but at some point, toss the mask onto the table. It's still kind of gross and stinks.
Yeah.
As the man we found on the roof, he's been killed. This is his.
How do you know?
Oh, we saw them pulling him out of the river. His wrist is all bandaged up. And looks like he was shot.
That's
So
unfortunate.
before we go too far with that, can I wrap up the stuff for Griffith?
Yes, of course.
So just so we're all back at the same timeline.
Yes.
So Griffith, you played your card game. You were there at this inn, or this tavern in Crow's Foot. After the card game, you came back out to the front part of the bar, and you did notice that like that the guy who runs the bar, who has like the big sleeve of crow tattoo, you've talked to him before. He should have a name, and I somewhere have a list of names I could just pull one from.
That sounds like you're prepared or something.
I know, it's like they give you like a whole list of like names and family names just so you can grab one when you need it.
Weird.
Cobb. Yes, Cobb. Kobb. He is Cobb. Cobb is the owner of this bar.
What's the name of it?
Cobb Dunville.
Is it in the faction worksheet?
No, he's just a name pulled out of the list.
In the book. Okay.
But you've spoken to him before, right? Because like he knows to recognize you. You're buying into the game in the back. That's kind of underground. And he's an ex-crow. He used to be for the Crows a long time ago, but he got out of it. He runs the tavern here. I think as you're there, kind of like you hang out and you have a drink afterwards, kind of deal, and like maybe chit chat with him. A pair of red sashes come in, which is like really unusual. But he'll be like, I'll be back in just a minute. And like he goes down to the end of the bar when they come up, and like he hands them a little pouch, and like you hear it like, jingle with coins.
Jeez.
And they kind of like, give him a polite head tip and like kind of grin and like go on about their business. They leave. When they come in, like the couple of lamp blacks that had been in there before, who had like been kind of hiding their kerchiefs, they're drinking at a table like off the end of the bar with like the older guy who was with them.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I do have show to everyone.
Oh my.
What a lovely individual.
Yeah, that's the guy who was wearing like the it's an old army jacket that had like the stripes and stuff taken off. Yeah. But he's the guy who's there with the blacks, and they're drinking. He's like, oh yeah, Basso has to have more work for me. I did so well, and like everything's done. When the red sashes come in, the two crows that are there, like one of them, like you can see him kind of like reach down, like I'm gonna get up, and the other one's like, no, don't, like just let it be, like let's stay out of this for now. And they kind of like they don't hide, but like they kind of go heads down and concentrate on their drinks while the red sashes are in there.
The crows or the lamp blacks?
The lamp blacks.
Lamp blacks, okay. I think I would like to go with, if he comes back to me, I would like to be like, what's up with that?
Oh, with the red sashes that came in?
Yeah. I would like to ask him, like,
hey,
what's going on?
If you pay the ward boss for the protection, new ward boss.
Thought the crows ran this whole joint.
They did. Malera Clev. Yeah. Last night was a bloody night. Yeah. Those
Yeah.
jerks over in the corner are some of the last few lampblacks left, but I don't know, man. They're still acting sketchy. They're still, they're keeping their heads down, but they still act like they own shit.
You think they're up to something?
Like, oh, the lampblacks are always up to something.
What's your feeling on the Lampblacks? Do you like them? Hate them? Wouldn't mind seeing them gone?
He launches into like kind of a little story time. Like he's like the older dude with like the old like I used to run with the crows kind of tattoos.
Right.
And he remembers the time of like when the crows had to like put their foot down to make the lampblacks stop. Like all their like in the streets stuff with the red sashes, like when they've put the truce into action at first, that's like gone out the window lately when Rorik died. He's like, I remember them being jerks back then. They've been jerks ever since. They will be jerks until they're gone.
Understood.
Yeah.
I would also, if we got the time, I would like to ask why he left the crows.
He will stop and he will take a sip of whatever he's drinking. And he will kind of like look off into the distance, like, yeah, I gotta pay money to whoever's like to get them to like make sure not to knock over the, not to tear down the bar. I get shot at a lot less doing this. It's like, it's a safer line of business running an inn than trying to run with the crows was. Yeah. Like, yeah, I got too old for that game.
I got you, man. I think I'd ask for another drink and then kind of survey around, concentrating on the Lampblacks that are left.
Yeah, I think they will start to round up, like, the one who was like, no, stay sitting down will be like, all right, coast is clear, let's get out of here, we got work to do. Like, take the other guy with him. The old guy will probably be like, it's like, tell Basso if he needs more work, I'm here. Right. But that guy's several drinks in after losing a lot of money. So, but he's not actually, like, he doesn't have the kerchief. He's not actually a lampblack. So.
Okay, I'll leave him be because there's a part of me that wants to figure him out, but if he's plastered 3 sheets to the wind, he ain't gonna be much info.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll go back. There's a part of me that wants to follow them out, but I don't want to.
You are the hound.
Yeah,
you may hunt.
Yeah, you know what? I want to follow the Lampblacks out of the. Yeah, I want to follow the Lampblacks out, see where they're going.
Good
Yeah,
man.
let's kick them while they're down.
That reeked of a plot hook, my dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, nah, I should probably follow them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm torn between like hunt to follow them or prowl to have them not notice you're following them. I think hunt if you're trying to like track them down and like figure out where they're going to, because they know their way around. It's like kind of like that side of Crow's Foot. They're used to like trying to evade, especially because like crap with the red sashes has been real bad, especially the last couple days. So they're like trying to keep a low profile.
Also, I would wait for them to leave. Maybe get a little bit of space between me and them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Risky position.
Yeah.
Standard effect, because I don't have servers with me at this time.
Yeah. Standard is like you'll figure out where they're actually headed to, or where they actually go.
Do I want to? Nah. No bonus dice.
You can push yourself for one. Let's see. I think Crow's Foot actually does have the like. In Crow's Foot, you can always get a Devil's Bargain that's +1d for violent action, but this isn't violent action.
Nah, we'll just see what happens. Because I don't want. I just got rid of some stress. I don't want to start stacking stress up again.
6. Yeah, you
Hey.
stay out of sight. You follow them. They go to. It's not actually like the warehouse that they actually operate out of, but it is nearby. And it's like a carriage house kind of thing, where it's like it's got a garage door, and they go inside through like a normal door. But it's like a place that you would use to like store vehicles, like goat carts that would be pulled around to like do stuff in the city. Like it probably does have a name to it. Yeah, like it's like Pritchard and Sons.
Pritchard and Sons. Okay.
Yeah, it's got a garage door because it's like the kind of place that you would store vehicles and stuff like that. But it's actually like Pritchard and Sons, where they're like wheelwrights, like they make wheels for and repair carts, kind of deal.
Gotcha.
It's like a legit business. It's like one of the few.
Yeah, it probably was a legit business. Yeah, they probably are tied to. There's somebody's claim off their claim map for some crew somewhere. Probably the Lamplights,
Sure.
since they're the ones hanging out in there right now. Yeah, but the two guys who we were keeping track of, that's where they go to. And there are some like, it's kind of a narrow building. There's some like high windows and like the upper kind of slats of the garage door that would open in here in the front. And there's like some short narrow windows that kind of like run like towards like what would be the top of the first floor kind of height. Like if you could find something to climb up on, you might be able to like peer in, but like.
Yeah, I want to find something to climb up on.
Okay. Yeah, so there's probably like some kind of a dumpster or something like that, but like I kind of want to make you like, get up there to check out what's going on inside without like making noise. Like,
all right.
Like, if you want to check it out and get more information, then you're gonna have to like, accept that there's the chance that you're gonna do something that's going to draw attention. So.
Is that finesse? I'm guessing.
It's probably more prowl.
Okay. All right. You know what? Fine. We'll do it. I want to know.
Do it.
Is this controlled or desperate or risky?
This is risky.
Yeah. Risky.
All right.
All by yourself. What could go wrong?
That's what I was kind of hoping it was going to be desperate, because I'm all by myself. Don't got my teammates. Don't got my dog.
Do you want it desperate? Because we can,
Is that
It's a big dumpster type thing, but it doesn't have like a lid. How
much do you want that experience?
You have to kind of balance on the sides, and it's wet.
But also, if it doesn't go well, is a desperate loss.
Yeah.
Do it.
The outcomes, the blowback outcomes from a desperate move are going to be far more significant than.
We'll keep it risky right now.
That's sweet XP.
Sweet XP though. Oh, I'm already gonna have to stress or do a devil's bargain one way or another, because I have a 0 in prowl.
I didn't know you had a 0. You've got to go desperate now.
Yeah, no, it's definitely desperate.
Yeah, dude.
Do it.
Get your devil's bargain.
Mom ain't raised up with her.
Yeah, we're going desperate, guys. If I die, I die.
Okay.
That's
you'll be
spirit.
Yeah, you won't die. It'll be far worse.
Standard, I'm guessing. And let's do a devil's bargain here, so I can get a die.
So I mean, I think regardless of what happens, in order for you to like get up to like a spot where you can be looking in here, you definitely have to be moving stuff out back here. That is like somebody was here, somebody was messing with stuff. Like
I'll
if
take it.
they're going to know to start being on the prowl and on the lookout, and like somebody's gonna start
I'll,
looking.
I'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take that deal. Here we go.
Oh,
Boom!
Oh
yeah.
Look,
Dang!
I got to click
You got a
back over.
6. So you
yeah!
got a 6 on it.
I'm lucky today.
So yeah, you
Yeah.
get the XP. You're able to like there's probably a moment like where it's like a barrel full of trash, and you're like you got 1 foot on each edge, and like it definitely like skips to the side, but like you get it back under control. Uh, and you're looking through the window, and there's you see 4 lamp blacks and basso bas around a cart. Um, and in the cart there's this what you can see of it. Okay, there's this big metal sphere, like 3 feet in diameter,
Mhm.
um, that they're putting hay around the sides of and pulling a tarp over the top.
That can't be good. What is it? It's just a giant metasphere.
Oh,
Does it look like?
it's a big metal sphere. It's got like a bunch of like bolted on panels that do things. You can definitely see that there's like some like runes that have been etched into like some of the metal panels that are on it.
That can't be good.
I want
All
it.
right.
You want it.
We want it.
Yes.
We
We
want
want it.
But
How-
most importantly, we don't want them to have it.
Right.
Correct.
All right. So I look at this and I'm like, that can't. I see the runes. I'm like, that can't be good, and I'm gonna dip out.
Yeah, and I think like you go back around the corner as like one of them comes outside for like a smoke and like starts to be like, oh shit, and like goes back inside. But right, so like you
So
take off and like yeah.
I come
Whenever our next
I
fight
want.
goes.
It's like I come walking in and be like, boys and ladies, we got problems.
Oh,
Yes. So
See. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
give me 1 more minute because Maribel is still on her way back from the fancy
Oh
place in
yeah, we
White Crown.
gotta get the whole crew back together.
get the crew back together.
Let's
Yes.
party.
I think
We do that so much.
you will notice that there are more crows on the street than there were before.
Okay.
Like the crows, not like just like the Deathseeker crows. They were like
Mhm,
like the members of the gang, the crows. There are more of them, and there's ones that like you haven't seen before, like out in the street.
Interesting.
Um,
I'll take note.
but they don't seem to be being particularly aggressive about being out there. Right,
Okay.
like they're not really going out of their way to like shake people down or say anything to people. Like, but there's like you pass a couple different groups where like there was 3 a block ago and like another 2 now, and there's like that kind of thing. There's more headed down the direction of like Crow's Tower in the middle of Crow's Foot.
Am I also seeing red sashes or
Um,
flags? I mean,
you
alive
see,
lamp blacks, not hanging from the rafters.
yeah,
Lamp blacks.
you see red sashes over here, which this is not like this isn't like totally lamp black territory, but like if you divide it into thirds and like this is lamp black territory and this is red sash territory, like they're over towards that edge, kind of like that they're hanging out and wandering around.
Okay.
And they do seem to be like not nonchalant about it. They're keeping an eye on stuff, but like they're going into shops and then they're coming back out and like putting little bags into like inside their tunics and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like they're out doing collections in territory that's they didn't do collections in the other day.
Right. Okay.
And I
the
think
crows are watching their territory get smaller. So
yeah, and then I think there is a There's like a lamp black, like one of their black kerchiefs, like kind of like drifts past you in the gutter as you're walking.
Yes, I'll step over that and ignore it and
There's
continue on.
probably a big there's like a newspaper on the ground, and on the front of it it's like an article about the upcoming Hysteria Festival, which is to celebrate not necessarily celebrate, but like commemorate when the cataclysm happened, that all these things went wrong and people freaked out, and they have this festival about like how awful it must have been for our ancestors and like that kind of thing. And then the bottom half of the page is it says Turner's Locks, impossible to crack, and then it has like an address for Turner's Lock Shop. Yes.
See, I was thinking the Hysteria Festival would be something about a roaming uterus.
I was going there too. Yep.
But I like the actual one better because it's probably more medically accurate.
I will bend down to fix my boot and pick up that address.
Oh, the paper with the yeah, you can do that.
And then shuffle on before I'm noticed by wandering eyes, I guess.
Yeah. So then everybody's able to like get back to the hideout. Everybody's able to sorry for sidetracking the conversation around like we've got guys hanging out in a garage. We've got a dead wraith in the canals. We've got all kinds of stuff for you guys to like be sorting.
I hand that piece of newspaper with just folded down, so it's the Turner's Lock thing, to Empty.
Oh. Empty kind of regards this. Is this person famous or notable in any way, or is this like a cheap ad?
It's definitely an ad. Like this isn't like an article about how these locks are so great. This is like
okay.
Oh, buy our 4-star recommended by the Blue Coats. Da 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 da. Right, like there's a certain like if you think of the old patent medicine ads, like it's that kind of a thing.
Right.
It's like this. It's a significant portion of the bottom of the front page of the newspaper. So like it can't have been cheap to buy.
Okay.
That ad placement.
Excellent. Well, Empty kind of regards that and thinks, I wonder if this person has a shop. Okay. And kind of sets it on the table next to like other important things and like moves papers away from it so it has its own little place.
Is there a big giant stratagem chamber table?
There's two separate ones though. There's like one for Ohm and then one for Demas.
Right.
The room is just covered in string.
Right.
There's like at least a good 3 things that are like strung together between tables.
Yeah. Our conspiracy map has grown legs and they've merged. We've crossed the conspiracies.
Yeah.
So streams.
That advertisement about the unbreakable locks gets its own special space. Like I clear other papers away from it, so attention is called to it for Empty Ohm next time they're looking at their wall of knowledge.
Cool.
And I want to follow up with that later. Big time.
Long project.
First, actually being able to do the long-term project with a shop.
Right. Yeah, I need a shop to do the long-term project. So this is maybe a shop. Which is great.
Oh, so we're just going to take it.
Find ways of acquiring time at his bench.
I just thought he'd like to figure out the unbreakable lock so that we can break locks.
Nope.
Either way.
I want his shop.
Either way.
For days.
Like Ethan said, either way. So
No
you guys
skin off my teeth.
So what?
No skin off my back, whichever one.
Yeah. So do you guys we all fill each other in on all the things.
What the planning table now. Just so right.
Yes.
Yep.
The big planning group. do the thing table.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we have a number of problems or challenges, right? We have dead wraiths.
Opportunities.
So the wraiths or someone has killed this wraith. The one who messed up is dead. And Maribel, you found or have started a secret thing, or do you tell everybody about your?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
About
Well,
the thing with, well, no. No.
what all did you fill us in then?
Oh, my thing, I just let you know that there was a lot more crows wandering around.
Okay.
That was it. Yeah.
Okay.
And
We have a
that.
dead
Yeah.
wraith.
Mhm.
We have strange activities, changes of routine.
Yes.
A lot of
and-
dead lamp blacks
Yes.
hanging
And
from
a
lamps.
The irony is not lost.
And a giant metal ball with runes cut into them.
Now that concerns me.
That seems different.
Yes.
We also have a dinner
Your
on Friday.
Yes. We
Yes.
can't forget that. So it would be very impolite.
You should probably talk to your friend before
Oh.
he gets us all killed, because Bazo Boss was there with whatever's left of his crew.
Okay.
Because they're, I'm pretty sure, broke, because they got kicked out of the game that I went to. There's some old dude trying to get more work from him, look like an ex-army guy. What was his name out of character?
Edmund Colburn, I believe.
Edwin Colbert, I think is what his name was.
Oh,
Oh, and at my
Edmund.
bar, it seems that the ex-crow is no longer paying the crows. He's paying our friends, the the sashes.
Oh, the sasses are taking over.
He pretty much said that they are running things at this point.
That makes sense to what I saw as I was walking back.
So whatever's getting ready to go on, we need to either be in charge of the information flow, or at least get rid of whatever the doomsday device looks like.
It does sound significantly like a doomsday device.
Do you have any idea what it could be, MTM?
Yeah, GM, do I have any idea what that could be?
I would give him the whole description on what I saw, the metal sphere.
And it was like on a cart, ready to be
Yeah,
moved.
It was loaded into the back of a like goat cart, and they were
it's
packing
definitely
it with,
it's definitely a bomb.
surrounding it with hay, and then covering it with a tarp. Yeah.
Sounds a lot like a bomb.
A lot like a bomb.
We're gonna drop the sun on him.
But there is no sun.
Yeah. So has Empty ever seen or heard of anything like that, like a big ball with a bunch of runes on it, with some like, I mean, obviously it sounds like a bomb to me as a player, but
I kind of want to give him the chance to, like, I mean, you still have like some of your like reference materials here that you could flip through and like be like comparing notes with. Yeah, right. Like, if you wanted to try to look through books and study things, you could do that.
Okay. Yeah. Then Empty kind of rises and heads over to what's left of their shop and starts picking through some of the books that weren't too damaged. And I'll roll up a study.
Roll a 6.
Desperate? No, controlled. And standard effect, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And out of character, or maybe does Ohm know of anybody else in the crew that's especially well learned or spend a lot of time in the library?
I got one in study.
Okay, then actually that's a great
I know
way
a
to do
blue
it.
coat archivist.
No, this is great. So he'll say, Ghost, since you've seen this object, will you kind of look through some of my books with me? Can you help me?
Yeah, no problem, bro. No problem.
And so I'll roll a study. And I don't think that you're I don't think that you have to be helping me. I'm saying you also roll a study.
Okay.
Because you know what you're looking for. You've seen the thing, so maybe you'll come across a drawing.
Do you want it as a group action?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll lead a group action.
Okay.
Controls.
Oh shit! All right, there you go. Awesome.
Boop-de-doop.
So two failures. I take
will
2
say, I
stress.
also
2
have
stress for
one in
Ohm.
study. If you want to throw another die in there, and
If you
I
wanna-
also
if
have
you
one
wanna-
in study.
Well, group action,
all study,
everybody
guys.
can make the roll. The only thing to keep
Yeah.
in mind is that it's going to stack stress on all if people keep failing. So
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, you tell me.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Let's do this. Let's see what kind of trouble Ohm can get into.
6.
Hey.
All right.
All right. So I
There
guess
we
2 stress,
go.
right? 1 for me and 1 for Ghost, right?
yes.
Okay. Perfect.
So
And
I
yeah,
get a stress.
no. Ohm is the only one who gets stress. Because Ohm led the group action. Everybody who fails causes Ohm 1 stress.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So Ohm was taking you all through their library and showing you, oh, these are the diagrams and these are the oddities and yada yada yada. Leading the effort and gave themselves stress because they weren't doing a good job.
So I think the thing that you do notice is that you end up bumping into a totally different book, and recognizing like Ghost is like, no, wait, that's one of the runes that I saw on it, and it's a warding rune that usually you would see on the inside of a building to keep things out, but this was on the outside of this ball.
Which means it's keeping it in.
Holy shit!
Ghost
All right.
We
bomb.
need to get rid of this.
What?
Ghost bomb?
Yeah.
Gotta be a ghost bomb.
Yes.
All the ghosts are in, and then they turn it off, and then all the ghosts are out. And that's bad.
devious. All right.
That's not good.
After we've
So,
seen Lampblack's
Working theory.
buying things from the apothecary
Right.
and visiting a
Right.
spirit trafficker.
Right. Oh.
Oh shit.
Demas writes on a piece of parchment, "Ghost bomb," and pins it up on the board. And then
And
just
all the
loops-
strings,
yeah.
all the strings start going towards the ghost bomb.
It's like, ah!
Oh my
So now
God.
that we
Yes.
have this information, boss, what are we gonna do with it?
Well, they're
We
surely
need
going
it.
to use it against the red sashes.
We should leave town.
I agree.
We can't
Humor?
leave town.
Demas will just be like, humor?
Leave town. Yeah. That's not a joke.
All right.
Brother,
well,
we can't leave.
Darn.
options. Let's put them on the table.
Steal it.
What would we do with it?
Sell
Use
it.
it.
That doesn't sound well. Actually, that does sound like a good idea.
Sell it to someone on the other side of town.
Sell it to the Scoblins.
I don't know if I don't align myself with their methods quite enough for that.
Mm.
How about
I've
we
met-
just warn? Look, our red sashes are in. The red sashes are in power, right?
Detonate
They
it
won't.
in Lampblack territory.
Well, that will still potentially release. Who knows how many ghosts into
What
this
if-
area?
Yeah, but then
What
it's
if
their
we-
problem, and it's a convenient accident.
Demons
What
were
if-
on their side of the territory.
So if I can throw the hand of God in here, hey, we're towards the end of our session time, and this sounds like something that leads into what score you do next time.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
This
question:
sounds like
do we
planning.
have time? Do we have time to do this and still make the dinner on Friday? Or would we need to wait until after? Because that's my main concern with it.
Oh no.
Based on the situation that's been going on here in Crow's Foot between the Lampblacks and the Red Sashes, I'm not sure how much longer you would have to wait.
Right. Okay.
So
I say we
do this on Wednesday, and hopefully we're alive by Friday.
Yes, Stick suggests LaRose could use a great promotion.
That could work.
Yes.
Yes. So
This does sound like the jump cut moment, though, for sure.
yeah, I was gonna say
Does.
my gut instinct right now is to say, hold on this for the beginning of next session, and then we can use the last few minutes here to run through XP and stuff.
Okay.
Cool.
Because we didn't do a session, so there's no crew XP, but we did do character stuff, so there's character XP for everybody.
Oh, neat.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody wants to pop up their character sheet, because you do have that 1 XP trigger that's specific to your particular playbook. And since it's the first one that I saw, yeah, so Katrina, do you see what that one says for yours?
Deception or influence. I tried to use that slightly successfully with the red sashes.
That counts.
Okay. Beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I played with my vice.
Yeah, so I was going to go around and have everybody hit the
Oh, I'm
first
sorry.
one, and then the other ones,
Okay.
since they're the same for everybody, we can just kind of ask and go
Okay.
around the table.
Okay.
It's been a big night for air quotes. That's
It's a virtual
one
table.
of those days. Yeah.
You have us arrayed in a circle.
Virtual.
Yeah,
Table.
and I keep having to try to remember which side I
There we
point
are.
to point to people's, because it doesn't sync up to anything. Griffith, what does it say for you for addressed a challenge with something and things?
Oh, you did the thing.
I did the tracking for finding the lamp wax and finding the spirit bomb.
Okay. Yeah. What does that one actually say?
Oh, address your challenge. You said the address your challenge one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Address your challenge with tracking or violence.
Oh yeah.
And I tracked them out of there and found the bomb. So, hey, and I got a desperate roll out of that too.
Yeah. Cool. Count it. Deebus.
Mine was you addressed a challenge with calculation or conspiracy. I don't think I really did that too much. I like most of my downtime actions were largely like more ham-fisted, I think, like going and fighting in pits and indulging my vice in the creepy basement was like not so much in the thinking realm of things. Like I think this was him like kind of taking a break from that. So I don't think I necessarily earned any of that this time.
Cool. And how about yours?
Address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem.
There's definitely a technical skill.
I want to get the mayhem one day. It's in a goal. It's a goal.
I mean, we're about to steal a ghost bomb, so I mean, there's opportunities for mayhem there.
Rife opportunity for mayhem. That is true.
We still have to go back sometime because with Artificer, you start knowing one recipe for something you can build.
Right.
And like on that list, there's things like bombs and stuff.
Yeah.
And also, like, even in the course of a score, when you have that bandolier of alchemicals, like, one of the options is, like, grenades. So, like...
Yeah,
we can get grenades, it in
there. Yeah, okay. I'll one day mayhem, but yeah, definitely the technical skill securing the box for a dead drop.
Cool. Yes, so for everybody, express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think
I did that a little bit. I chilled with some Scotlanders and
I was gonna say Demas definitely hit some Scotlanders. You were hanging out with the Ojak, the Taikarosi vendor.
I rubbed some shoulders with the
yeah, you were hanging out with like the fancy people out there in White Crown.
I went to the DMV to get my wife here. Does that count?
Yes, I think that does. I think that's that's something. Count that as a drive, right? That's something that you are working towards. That's significant to you.
Don't know if I wanted to come here anymore, but hey.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be great.
Ghost bomb.
Ghost bomb.
Not sure how much is going to be left after that. Then. Yeah.
End of campaign.
Yes. Well, it's been a fun 5 sessions. Bye, everybody.
Mhm.
Next week, we'll start. All right. Struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session.
Is indulging your vice struggling with them?
It's more like if you were in the middle of a session and like your vice is alcohol and like you kind of like you went for the alcohol over like doing the score thing that you really needed to concentrate on. That might be that kind of thing. I think indulging your vice kind of in general doesn't necessarily
Yeah,
trip that as an issue.
makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think I really suffered with my vice. I think I did it, but nothing. It didn't get in the way of Ohm's life.
I think when we start earning traumas is when it's going to get more common to get that XP, because those are a pretty big deal as far as like how you address situations.
Yeah.
Or we overindulge, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like the traumas also, if you don't indulge your vice, like you start to gather more stress. So it becomes a fun double-edged sword. So.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So then everybody's got their XP sorted out.
So I just filled up on XP. Do I pick a new special ability?
If it's down in the playbook one, yes. Either you can clear that out and take another special ability, or if you wanted to move those points to one of the attribute groups,
So
you can
I
go
could add one to an attribute group, or I could move
you could
all
move multiples to.
It's 1 to it's 1 to 1.
Group.
So
yeah, but you can move from playbook to attributes, but not from attributes to playbook.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
It's like if you got like a bunch of XP in one of your attributes, you can go ahead and fill that up and grab a new pip.
Right.
What's up, Casey?
Oh, I missed for the last couple of ones. I misread that. I was like, oh, I thought you had to dump it out and you only get one XP. I didn't realize you could just take one and for one.
Yeah, because I had 3 XP from last session, and then I had 1 in my prowess, and so I trained and got 2 more, and then put that 3 from playbook into prowess to level that up and get another pip. So
I know exactly what I'm doing next time.
Cool.
Because I need to be sneaky.
All right. Well, then that's what I've got for tonight. It sounds like next time we have some urgent things to guide us towards picking out a score. So that's good. Next week, score time. Yes.
Yes. Real quick before we jump off, let me find someone for us to raid if we're about to be done.
Yes, I think we're wrapping up. Let's find somebody else to show them some love. If there's anybody else in the chat who has not listened to the podcast, there's a link down below. iShelf Gaming available.
Yes.
Where all quality podcasts are sold.
A Discord and merch and a Facebook group and
do it all.
Twitter.
We do it all.
We're in all the places. Come hang out.
I think. Oh, you know what? Let's raid Gen Con. Let's raid Gen Con TV. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons right now.
Let's do it.
And I like Gen Con TV. They're really nice. They're good people. All right,
cool.
So I think that's it. Yep. Okay, cool. So everyone click to join the raid. Let's go just give these guys some love because we love Gen Con. We're doing a bunch of stuff at Gen Con. And they're actually streaming right now, which is freaking awesome.
Cool.
So everyone, thanks a ton for tuning in. We've had so much fun. And I'm going to click the button right now. So
cool.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.